everyone, I'm Jacob. I play Tithla. She's a ranger. Tithla's in Barovia because she's tagged along with some friends and somebody needs to look after them.
Hello, I'm Josh, and I shall be playing Killian Maxwell, a elf celestial warlock who has been travelling around Barovia for a little while and has joined up with the Tempest Guild to try and find his place.
G'day, my name's Tom. I'm playing Jonor, the Aasimar divination wizard. He is here to find the best and the worst of this world, and he's doing it with a bit of naivety and optimism.
Hello, I am Raph, and I'm playing Styx, who is a Gloomforged Paladin, on the journey of rediscovering themselves, quite literally, in the land of Barovia.
Hi, I'm Ash. I play Axel, the gnome fighter, and I'm a master of the shield and a master with Trident.
Hi, I'm Matt. I'm playing Blood Gorson, Path of the World Tree Barbarian.
And I'm Owen, the Dungeon Master of our Curse of Strahd 5th edition campaign. A warning, gentle viewer. Curse of Strahd is a horror-themed Dungeons & Dragons campaign, which means you may hear adult language or adult themes throughout this episode. Hello! Welcome back to the Lost Archives. I will mute people one by one if I have to. It is wonderful to see all of you gorgeous faces once again. It is Tom's birthday. Happy birthday, Tom. Very, very happy birthday.
Thanks, mate.
Birthday inspiration, please enjoy. Use as you see fit, when you see fit. I understand that your spell slots are not so full. We discussed this over the weekend.
Pretty dire. Four of the paths all gone. So, bad time to engage, actually.
I bet you're wishing you could have taken some sort of like short rest.
Yeah, I was debating it, but I didn't want to stop the flow last session and be already spaghetti now.
Why didn't you want to stop the flow last session?
Because of the absolute abuse that happened last time.
That's right. I do remember that. Yeah, that was rough.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Probably should have stepped in to facilitate.
How many hit points I'm currently on?
It's single digit. That's why you're invisible and not participating in combat, right?
What is wrong with all of you?
I am very low.
I'm fine.
Oh, holy shit. Yeah, my health is upsetting. I just noticed that too.
Yeah, you took a few hits in the fish battle and you guys haven't had a rest yet.
I thought we did pretty good in the fish battle, to be honest.
You did take a few hits in the fish battle.
Most of us did.
It is wonderful to see all of your gorgeous faces once again. We are playing Curse of Strahd, the premier horror Dungeons & Dragons campaign, right here on twitch.tv/The Lost Archives, live at 7 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, and coming to you on YouTube, on the podcast platform of your choice, normally the following day, Wednesday, Tuesday, depending on when I'm able to edit it in time. Normally around 5 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, for all of you lovely people overseas, where our time zones don't quite line up very well. We have some really fun, exciting news. There's going to be lots of cool stuff dropping on YouTube and going live on Twitch over the next couple of weeks. In fact, if you're watching this on YouTube, you will have already seen we've got new episodes of The Wandering Village dropping already. Today, I recorded about 4 or 5 hours of The Wandering Village live on Twitch from about 9 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. We will be jumping in for more Wandering Islands? I've combined Hello Kitty Island Adventure and The Wandering Village into a single game, which I'm not going to lie would be pretty fucking awesome. We will be playing them separately. They are not one game. More Wandering Village and some Hello Kitty Island Adventure as well, as has been overwhelmingly requested by the Discord, more Hello Kitty Island Adventure. So we will be playing more of that. Yes.
And I will say, as a live participant live viewer of today's stream,
you spammed a lot of Maisie Peters emotes and then vanished. Yes, so thank you for your patronage to the channel.
I was there the whole time. Thank you, Owen. I was about to give you some positive feedback.
Please, can we rewind them?
No, you're coming after my Maisie, you can get fucked.
I didn't come after Maisie. I stated... That's also a bit possessive. I stated an objective fact. You came in and spammed a whole bunch of Maisie Peters emotes, which I immediately called out as excellent. I think you'll remember.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sarcastically. Oh, excellent.
Yeah, that's fair. That's all right.
It was a good stream. It was great to have on while I was working. So it was good fun. Would recommend doing the classic working this to video.
My voice does provide a nice little backdrop to do other tasks, I have been told. It's not grating. I don't do that kind of overreaction that a lot of YouTubers do to get views. I'm just having a great time. I think when everything was falling apart and everyone was dying, I think my reaction was, that's a shame. Okay. Well, we're gonna try and fix that. It was very muted. Yeah. What would have like Asmongold crying into a cup of like roaches. I'm just like, that's a shame. Bugger. Yeah. That's a shame. So yeah, please feel free to come and check those out. Loads and loads of new stuff coming. It'll be lots and lots of fun, as well as some surprise stuff as well, which I'll keep as a surprise until it goes live or until it's up on YouTube. So stay tuned for that. In fact, I think apart from that, the only other fun news I had to share was that Raph is back. Raph's back.
It's
Welcome
me
back.
again. Hello.
Yay!
Which means that I can finally hand over Styx back to you, and I don't have to do that voice for the full session.
Maybe I should leave.
No, please. Please.
Yay!
Please. We are coming back into the midst of combat. I've got a nice full recap ready to go to get you back into the flow of things. So without any further ado, I should probably jump into the recap. Jump back into the recap. Unless there's any other fun news to share. We should ask Tom, how was your birthday today? What'd you get up to?
Pretty good. Hung out with the dog in the morning and then went to the beach with Tiff and the dog again. Had some
Fantastic.
fish and chips there and had some cake, which was very tasty. Thank you, Owen.
What sort of fish did you have?
The Matilda Bruce Bogtrotter cake. Oh, what type of fish? Yeah, good question. What was the fish?
Yeah, I went to the fish and chip shop and then got a steak burger with the works because I enjoy burgers.
Nice.
Wow.
And what fish did you have on that?
It was surf and turf.
Not much fish.
It was surf and turf. He had like some prawns on top of the steak sandwich. That's how we do it here in Queensland. You surf and turf, mate. It's the only way to go. That's a real thing.
Yeah,
For international viewers who aren't aware, surf and turf is a real thing you can get in most places in Queensland. Like most restaurants that are Aussie style, you will be able to get. And Melbourne and New South Wales as well. I've seen it a few times.
I was going to say,
It's
that is
considered a very posh dish over here.
Surf and turf.
Oh, wow,
Yeah.
really?
It is not considered that here.
That's
Immediately.
standard pub fare.
Yeah. As soon as you order a surf and turf, you're basically going to get like 4X or VB served, whatever else you order drinks wise. Like there's been a judgment made. Like that's it. They're going to check that you've got shoes.
The drink selection is geography based. If you're up north, it's 4X. If you're somewhere that drinks good beer, it's VB.
I can't believe you just insinuated VB is good beer. That's
It's better compared to 4X. It is.
why I don't know if
It is
legally you could describe either of them as beer. They're a beverage. I feel like beer's a stretch.
Couldn't describe 4X as beer. I agree.
Just liquid bread.
Yeah, I don't even know if VB counts as well. It's a beverage for sure. It's a liquid.
It's great on tap. It's the Victorian bitter, okay? From
Oh, that
Victoria.
is true,
Great.
actually. I will give you that. Yeah. That's true.
I've
Thank
actually
you.
never had it on tap, so I feel like
I'll
I
back
can't
you
make a
up on that
judgment. I'll have someone
You've
tap
got to
it
have
and
it
make
on
a
tap.
judgment.
Out of a
It's much-
bottle is disgusting.
It's much better on tap.
Okay. All right, Saturday. It's a date. Let's go.
Love you.
Let's do our recap. Let's jump into the session. And when Chad have already said it's piss. There you go, everybody. Chad are right. I don't know what they're talking about. Probably 4X. It's an accurate description. And that's it. We've lost our 4X promotional partnership. What a shame. Damn it. Oh no. Let's do our recap. Let's jump into the session.
No, if 4X want to sponsor me, I'm okay with that.
Would you drink
I'll-
4X
I'll-
if they sponsored you?
If they're gonna give it to me for free, yeah. If they're gonna pay me, I'll drink it.
There you go. That's a ringing
I've
endorsement.
lost
So that's the kindest thing I've ever heard about 4X. If someone paid me, I'd drink
I'll drink
it. Oh man, that's pretty funny. Yeah, that's
There's a lot I would do for $20. Just saying.
well, I mean, this stream for one. On that note, let's do a recap and let's jump into the session. Our series has been following the adventures of the Tempest Adventuring Guild, Theo, Jonor, Tithla, Styx, Killian, and new allies Blood and Axel. Having become trapped within the realm of Barovia while searching for some missing adventurers, the team are back in the town of Vallaki, preparing to hunt down the werewolves of the Svarlich Woods as part of a deal struck with Strahd. Having built their own boat and setting sail across Lake Zarovich, the group soon found themselves face to face with the spectral form of the ghost ship rising through the mist. While the party focused on the ship, Styx spied dark shapes beneath the water, humanoid figures making their way stealthily, preparing to attack. Alerting the party of the incoming ambush, the element of surprise was lost, the team leaping to action as aquatic monstrosities began climbing over the sides of the boat. Fighting for their lives, the team noticed the lights beneath the waves changing shape and form almost too late. Leaping overboard to get a better look, Styx hung beneath the vessel, swinging slowly on a rope affixing him to the hull. And in the dark beneath the water, the lights began to resolve into an enormous, elongated form, a vast lure hanging from the head of a gigantic anglerfish. While the party finished off the remaining sea spawn, Styx threw himself into the mouth of the angler, soon finding himself swallowed down into its gullet. Inside the creature, Styx found himself ambushed by a number of undead corpses influencing the creature's behavior, corpses seemingly under the control of Sergei Zarevich. Battling with the zombies and trying to avoid being digested, Styx unleashed his holy fury and blasted the necrotic creatures with golden light. Back on the surface, the party focused their attacks on the angler, Jonor blasting its lure with sequential shatter spells and breaking open the crystalline structure. Taking the helm of the ship, Axel ensured the angler was unable to damage the craft, and with expert precision, ensured his companions were kept out of range of the wicked teeth. Worried about Styx's fate, Blood leapt onto the side of the enormous fish, striking brutally into the roof of its mouth with a strange club. No, not a club. No, not a strange trident. That was Axel. I'm having a moment here. Blood struck the roof of its mouth with his brutal club. The damage from within and without proved too much for the angler, its lifeless body floating on the surface of the waves while Styx attempted to dig his way out the side, and Axel lifted Blood to safety using a well-thrown rope. Dragging the desiccated corpse that had been contained within the angler's lure aboard, the group watched as it began to animate, the dark purple light Styx had observed in the other undead glowing in its empty eye sockets. Realizing they were talking with Sergei, Strahd's younger brother, the team initially tried to play their cards close to their chest, but both Styx and Killian soon found themselves goaded into action by Sergei's words. Beheading the corpse after Sergei took control of Killian briefly as punishment for insulting him, Styx burned away the undead. However, as the force retreated, Sergei warned that they would soon face dire consequences for their actions. Arriving at the northern shore, the team prepared to head into the woodlands beyond, hoping to locate the werewolves in time to rescue the stolen children. Making their way through the dense woodland, following the map markings by Madame Ava, the group soon found themselves emerging into a clearing, a woman sobbing over an eviscerated corpse before her. Approaching the distraught figure, the team soon learned her name was Zuleika, and the corpse in front of her was her mate Emil, who had been murdered by the current pack leader Kiril. It soon emerged that there had been a power struggle in the werewolf pack, resulting in the pack now under Kiril working for Sergei, and taking the children to create an army of werewolves. Forging an uneasy alliance with Zuleika, the team followed her to the den, planning to infiltrate and take out Kiril and his loyalists to allow Zuleika to then claim leadership over the pack. While their new werewolf ally drew the outer guards away from the cave mouth, the team attempted to sneak inside. However, a moment of poor luck revealed them to the two remaining sentries. We left off last session in the midst of combat, the team having rushed inside to try and take out the sentries before the alarm can be raised. And with that, I'm going to bring us across over to the map. You will find, as you look at our map on Roll20, which you all should have open, thank you. Fantastic. As you look at the map, you will see that there are currently 2 sentries, one dead, one still alive. The male sentry, Davanka, having fallen to a brutal series of attacks mostly from blood up close, as well as some spells. And Asiana, Jonor, I think last episode we just finished off as you cast Counter Spell to block Asiana's attack, preventing a spell being activated. So,
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Tithla did Ensnaring Strike, leading to everyone having advantage on the attacks on Davanka. Okay, Tithla was pivotal in this. Didn't even get a mention.
I mean,
what is this anti-Tithla agenda?
I didn't realize Tithla had a horn that she was going to blow that fucking loud.
That's okay. Now you do.
Yeah, keep that in mind. So we jump in at the start of combat. Killian, as you sort of began to make your way invisibly around the corner, hoping to sort of get a bit of a view up towards the top of the den, you heard the sound of baying barks, a person playing a flute, the noise, music suddenly cutting out as the barking began to grow closer and closer. And as you gaze around the corner, you can see a number of canine shapes, wolven forms, looking a little bit like a cross between like a wolfhound and a wolf, this very large sort of shaggy dog-like form beginning to bound towards the entrance of the cavern. We jump back in though at the start of the round. Tithla, it is your turn.
So Asiana, is she looking super messed up or is she looking okay?
She's looking pretty okay. She's not really taken too many hits.
Sweet. Then we shall repeat the and she's vertical. She's not horizontal. Is that correct?
Yes, she is upright
Perfect.
rather than prone or supine.
Not a fan of supine. We shall.
She is lupine, though, if you were wondering.
Ah, interesting. What a coinkydink. When do I have to declare ensnaring strike? Is it before or after?
I believe it is when you make an attack.
As you hit the target, grasping vines appear.
So you make an attack and then you
bonus
declare,
action, which
basically.
you take immediately after. Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
So I will just attack
Fantastic.
her with the bow.
Oh, and someone said the music was a little bit quiet last session. I will boost the volume of that.
Does a 26 hit?
Ooh, I'll just have to check.
Yeah, cool. Please do.
Let me have a look
Oh,
here.
wait.
Werewolf, armor class of 15. Yeah,
wait.
look, it's pretty close, but I'm gonna look. Do you know what? I'm a nice DM. I'll give it to you. That hits. Yeah.
Awesome. Appreciate it, Owen.
I'm gonna have to use Tom's birthday inspiration for that though, just so you're aware. Sorry, Tom, but like, Jacob
That's
really
cool.
wants
I
this
was
here.
going to say you're not as bad as Tom said, so that's okay.
Thank you.
You know, I would have
Very
allowed it, Jacob, to go your way, but you know,
Fuck you.
maybe not.
There you go. On it makes a strength saving throw.
This is the spellcasting werewolf. They're not very strong. Let me make a strength check now for you.
Oh no.
That's a 14. I think that's a fail, isn't it? Pretty good, given that's a -1. I rolled a 15.
Nope.
14 passes.
Yeah, 14
Oh,
save DC.
okay. There you go. Oh, 14 is the DC. Yeah, alright. Makes it, beats it, meets it, beats it. Makes it, breaks it.
Yes.
I like makes it, breaks it. Meets it, beats it works too. Alrighty.
I don't think you should be talking about beating it. The vines shrivel away and the spell
You said you'd do
ends.
anything for $20. I'm just trying to subtly outline what I'd like you to do for $20.
Well, you just wait till you're in town, okay, buddy?
I feel threatened and aroused all at once, which is an interesting combination.
That's how I like to keep you. So we're gonna do the damage on that attack, which is up to you to read.
Mate, so do you want to know how I'm reading it? I'm taking the piercing damage and then adding the cold damage. So 6 + 5 is 11.
Where is that popping? Is that
So look
on
at the very top.
Roll20?
Look at the very top on roll 20. It breaks it down.
Yeah, see, because I don't know if you know how D&D Beyond works. It
Oh,
actually,
but that's
if
why
you
we're not
put
in
the
there. We're
buttons on
using.
there,
Yeah, but that's why we're looking
and
at roll
it
20.
shoots.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I got to push the buttons on D&D Beyond. So that's the screen I have open.
You don't have two screens.
Yeah. I do. I've got you on the other one.
Oh no, don't do that.
And also the soccer on the other half of the screen. That's okay.
There it is. I believe it's pronounced football.
Cool. We will do our second attack then. How does a nat 20 treat you?
That feels good. Yeah, that's
That feels
fantastic.
good?
Yeah, that feels good.
Perfect. That's that much damage. That's a 10 plus, I don't know, however you black magic.
So you always do the maximum critical. So it's a 10 plus an 8 because it's a D8 that you've rolled. So that's 18. And then for the cold damage, it's +3, takes it to 21. Plus another 6 because it's a D6. That takes it to 27 points of damage.
Thank you. And we'll get Jacob to infuse that. Oh, he's not here. Never mind.
Aw, Jacob.
Jacob is still alive. Like that connection as you have that moment, Tithla, trying to connect with your Drake companion. Jacob is still alive, and through that connection, you feel a moment of fear and then this sense of resolve, this emotional connection coming back of fear, then courage
Love it.
from Jacob.
Attaboy. You can do it.
So
Then, that's Tithla's 2 attacks. She heard the voices, or like the barking, so she's gonna just.
you can all hear the braying,
bark.
barking sound of what sounds like multiple dogs being unleashed, shall we say.
Yeah, so she's taken a few steps down so that she can get a clear line of sight down the hallway that they would have to come up.
Fantastic. Anything else on your turn, Tithla?
That's action, movement, bonus action. Go team.
Blood. Out for blood.
Yep. Blood's just gonna whack away with his big old wooden axe thing.
I was gonna say, can Matt raise Jacob's offer when I'm in Melbourne? Turns out he can.
Yeah.
It could be a team effort.
Yeah. I'm gonna use a.
That'll be the sound. Yep.
Yeah. Oh dear. Yeah, I'm just gonna hit him with Great Axe.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I was gonna use a reckless attack as well, but I'm gonna use Brutal Strike to give me extra 10 damage if I hit it.
Fantastic.
So here we go. If it rolls, that'd be really cool.
I believe. You might have jumped to features and traits and then out again.
Oh, I did that already. No, it's working.
There you go. Fantastic.
That's 16.
16 to hit. That does hit.
Amazing. 4. Here we go.
I believe.
Yeah, that's a lot of damage.
23 points of damage plus an additional... Because it hasn't added the 10, has it?
Nope, I will roll that one separately.
Boom, boom, boom. And you're raging as well. Is that 3 extra for raging on top of that as well?
Yes.
So 26... Oh, no, plus 1. So 26 plus 1, 27 points of damage. Blood, how do you want to do this?
Gosh, how does he want to do this? He just wants to end it quickly, so he'll just go for a strike to the face. Yeah. Not looking to, it doesn't appear that we're aiming to keep any of them alive, so yeah, he kind of just uses a concussive hit and just breaks this character's face, I suppose.
Fantastic. As your great axe, your massive wooden club with shark teeth embedded around the outside, these very like angular painted shapes across the surface, as you spin round and slam this into the werewolf's head next to you, this female werewolf that you've seen casting spells and using magic. As you slam it down into her face, you watch as the magic explodes from her, forming these flames that leap towards you. Could you please make me a dexterity saving throw, please? She uses up her reaction at having been hit and her last moments of life to try and burn you.
Right. Does this count as a danger sense? Do I get advantage at all
It's
on
a
this?
spell that she's casting as a reaction, so I think it probably does trigger danger sense. What's the exact wording on danger sense?
Let me tell you.
Are there any pally benefits being next to a paladin, like auras and stuff?
Styx would have
That's a
some
good
auras
question,
around
actually.
him. That's a good question. Styx, what auras do you have active around you?
Good question. Let's go have a look.
It says you have advantage on dex saving throws unless you have the incapacitated condition.
You're good to go.
So-
Yeah. I was going to say, I thought you were good to go, but yeah, you're good to go.
It's
I don't
good
think
to
I have any auras.
You would have some auras for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, that's terrible rolling. I rolled a 5 and a 7.
5 and a 7. That is definitely a fail, unfortunately. You are going to take... I'm sorry, let me just roll that. You are going to take... Ooh, yikes. 14 points of fire damage, sorry.
Ooh, that hurts. I take full damage from that now, I believe. I only have resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage. There you go. Ouch.
Sorry about that. The good news is she does still go down as her skull cracks underneath the onslaught of your traditional great axe. You watch as the flames that are burning from her hands immediately begin to die out as her life leaves her. The crushed skull bleeding profusely down onto her clothes as the body falls limp to the floor. As you look down, blood, flames sort of still burning across your chest as you pat them out. She seems to be gone. As you look over towards your left, though, you can see what looks like an enormous pack of canines beginning to lope down the corridor towards you.
This is going to be silly, but I'm going to do it anyway because it's
Okay.
sick. Blood is just going to stand there very menacingly and start growling at the wolves. coming at
Okay.
him.
Could you make me an intimidation check, please?
Amazing. Which I do with the reworked barbarian class. I actually have I have a proficiency with this. This is amazing.
What does blood sound like when he's growling?
I think you should do it. Yeah.
Okay.
It's pretty good, actually. It's pretty good. I'm scared.
That's menacing.
That's pretty good.
Is he
good.
also like dripping in werewolf blood as well?
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
surely.
Yes.
Yes. And he
Yeah,
kind
for
of like beats his chest a little bit too,
I like it.
because he's not wearing any clothes. It's just, well,
You are wearing
pants,
clothes, but you do have
Your
like a bare
pants.
chest. You have a bare chest.
yeah. His chest is out.
That is going to
I
be.
do have an aura. That's fun.
Yeah. What's your paladin aura, my friend?
What does it do?
This is going to come in handy a few times.
Yeah, that's true. Yep.
When you are conscious, you grant all friendly creatures, including yourself, within 10 feet a +2 bonus to all saving throws.
I fucking hate you so.
Wow.
All I
You're
can
such
say
an
is that's
asshole.
about right. Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah. There you go. Fantastic. Well, that's good to know. Anything else on
Oh,
your
and
turn?
also you can't be charmed.
Can't be charmed. That is good to know as well. So 21 for the intimidation check. Blood, as you stand over the corpses of these two werewolves, you turn and face down the corridor, banging against your chest, the smouldering embers of your chest hair, what was once your chest hair, still sort of like letting off this quite foul, putrid smell as you bang into them, crackling the melted sections of your hair, growling down the corridor at these encroaching wolves. You watch as a few of them draw to a stop, not really wanting to go too much closer to you as you stand over these bodies. You watch as the wolves almost look like they're diverting their attention away from you and towards others.
Oh.
Anything else on your
I'd
turn?
like to
Blood?
remind you, I am invisible.
Yes, you are invisible. It's okay. You don't need to remind me. If only wolves had some sort of like, I don't know, keen senses for smell or something like that.
Blood
Imagine if they
goes
had
to
that.
take up a more of a central position on the stone, as if to perhaps intercept any wolves that may try to pass him.
Fantastic. Alrighty. That brings us to the wolves go, as they are next in the initiative. Oh, sorry, I do want it so that you can actually see wolves. Wolf. There you go. You should be able to see that now. Okay. Perfect. Alrighty. You watch as, in a rush, the wolves begin to charge. They are going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and the rest are going to follow closely. Wanting to move with a pack, you watch as they run forwards. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That is what you see as the wolves rush forwards. As they get to this midpoint, pausing as Blood stands over there, growling down this corridor that they've emerged from. You watch as they begin to move much more cautiously, taking a defensive stance, wanting to get closer but not wanting to move too much closer to Blood. And then, as a braying bark sounds out from behind them, you watch as they move the additional 10 feet, moving up towards you, Blood, and Styx. Advancing onto the rock, moving as one as the pack advances quicker and quicker. Alrighty. Blood, the wolves are going to... The first wolf is going to attack you. It is going to have disadvantage because of your intimidation check. Does a... Oh, it doesn't matter. They have advantage on attack rolls if they've got one of their allies. So it's just a flat
straight roll.
Straight roll. Blood does a 9 does not hit you. You watch as the wolf tries to bite you, but again, not committed to this attack, knowing that you are this dangerous creature standing over the bodies of ostensibly creatures that have commanded them and controlled it. You watch as they are unwilling to commit too much further to any sort of violence in this moment. You watch as the others all seem to hold their actions as if waiting for something. Axel, it is your go next.
Before Axel's turn, in this moment, am I able to see this voice or this thing, this person in the background at all?
What
Just
you
so I
can
know.
see on the map is what you can see.
So I can just see.
You can
a
see what
figure.
looks like a figure half shrouded around the corner, still
Gotcha.
standing, not moving any closer at this point, and you can see this movement as they lower something from their lips, something from up around their mouth as their hand drops to their side.
Good to know. Thank you.
Okay, so just a question on the hillside. How steep is that cliff face? Is it
It's
climbable?
only about
'Cause I know that
yeah.
Blood jumped up there.
yeah. It's not that high. It's only about sort of 4 or 5 feet off the ground.
Okay, cool. In that case, would I have, being tactical, would I know that Styx is a better ladder than the cliff face itself?
Oh yeah, Styx is a way better ladder than the cliff face. Yeah,
100%.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
100%.
I'm gonna kind of like dash across this clearing up Styx and end just behind where Devanka was, where my flaming trident is in Devanka's corpse on the ground there, realizing that I have nothing to fight with in this moment other than my my blade, so I want to get up there and get that as quickly as possible. So I'm going to move up there.
As you rush forward, Axel, mounting Styx, climbing up him very quickly. Styx, you sort of look down as you feel these hands grab onto your leg, and a sudden weight as Axel uses your body to help shimmy up the side of this very small incline before rushing forwards and pulling out this flame-tongued trident from the body of the wolf.
So 5, 10,
Body
15,
of the werewolf.
20, 25. I should have a bit of movement left. I'd like to see if I can close the distance. Do you reckon I could get over in front of
20, 25, 30. You could
This
get
one?
you can push through. Yeah, you can push past blood. So you guys can move through each other's territories, through each other's tiles really easily.
So I'd
who's,
like to
who's
get
been
into
playing a
the
bit of Civ
tile.
6 recently? Move through each other's territories. You can move through each other's tiles freely. You just can't stay on the same tile.
Can I end up here?
Yeah, that's absolutely fine.
Fantastic. So pulling the trident out, I'm going to make a trident attack on that one that's diagonally.
As you get
on the
up in
platform.
range of the wolf, it is also going to make a bite attack against you, just so you are aware. So you're both going to be making attacks against each other in this moment as its held action goes off.
Okay, is that different to an opportunity attack?
This is not an opportunity.
It is.
It's a held
Yeah,
action.
cool.
Yeah,
Held
no,
action.
it's not an opportunity. It's a held action.
All good.
Because none of them dashed. They chose to sort of hang back after that sudden. The very impressive, terrifying growl from Blood. They've chosen to kind of hang back a bit and assess the situation a bit more before they move in. It does not have the pack tactic. Oh no, sorry. Yeah, it doesn't have the pack tactics advantage, so it's just a normal flat roll against you, Axel. That's going to be a 21.
That will hit.
8 points of piercing damage as the wolf bites you. Could you please make me a strength saving throw?
Yes, I can. Strength saving throw.
Yes, please.
Ooh. That's no good. I think I'm going to use...
Oh, actually, sorry, it's not a strength saving throw. I was using the old legacy wolf. In the new one, you are just prone.
Okay. Cool.
As the wolf grabs onto your leg and lifts up, Axel, you quickly find yourself toppled prone as you drop to the ground.
How much damage was that again?
8 points of
8.
damage, 8 piercing.
Ooh. Okay, so I'm on my back, having been, grabbed around the ankles, I'm guessing, by this bite. I'm going to flail with my weapon and make attacks
Perfect.
best I can. I might. So attacks from prone would be
You do have disadvantage.
disadvantage, and I've finished my movement, so I haven't got the ability to get up. Okay, can I use...
This is why the wolves held their action. So that
Yeah,
if anyone
cool.
came close, they could just knock them prone and then take them out.
All right, I'm gonna roll with
Yeah.
disadvantage.
Yep.
Because I can use a...
I'll let you know now,
precision
wolf
attack.
AC, not crazy high. I think you'll be okay.
Yeah.
It's just a wolf, man.
Wolf's
Just a
my
wolf.
nightmare. Okay, so...
A wolf, like
on the ground,
Ash's nightmare or Axel's nightmare? both.
Axel's.
Axel's cool.
No, I'm not scared of... Okay, that's an
Fictional
18.
creatures.
Remember, you got disadvantage. You've got to take one more roll. Sorry. Oh, did you
Yeah.
roll with the disadvantage already?
No.
24.
So
We'll take the
18
18. Very, very nice.
Yep.
Do you want to take the
Okay.
topple action as well while you're there?
Yeah, I think I'd like to
Why
send
not?
it back.
Yeah, exactly.
Um,
Return
so-
it. Return it in kind.
Yep, so the topple is a...
I believe it's a strength.
Yeah,
Cool.
just
I'll make a
trying
strength
to
save.
see what the save was.
That's a 15.
Ooh, I think...
Plus 2. It's not too bad.
Sorry, I'm just looking at my DCs.
No, you're all good.
I honestly think I've written 16 down here, but I actually thought it was lower than that.
So it's normally...
Topple is 8 plus 4 plus ability modifier. So 12 plus...
That'd be
15.
Yeah. 15. Meets it, beats it.
Cool.
Would you like to roll some damage, though? You still do damage.
Yeah. Oof. Okay, so that's 9 points of... Ooh.
And plus 6 for the fire damage. So 9 for the
Yeah.
piercing and then 6 for the fire. So that's 15 total damage.
Cool.
Not bad at all.
And then following up from that, I would like to use my Shield Master property to shield bash the same wolf after I've struck it. Like swing the trident and then follow through with the swinging of the shield for a shield bash.
Absolutely.
So that's a
Another strength save for me, yeah?
yeah. And that's a 16 DC.
That's a natural 20 on the strength save, but it doesn't matter because how would you like to do this?
I would
It's a
like
wolf.
to.
It's got like 11 HP.
I would like to smash it down onto the ones below, like just essentially flip it over the edge so it creates some sort of obstacle for the ones in its way.
Yeah, 100%. I'll drop it right in the middle of those two. As you smash in with your, having been like knocked to the ground by this wolf, as you reach around, grab your trident and slam it up into the guts, using the trident to kind of like steady against the ground underneath you. You pull yourself upright, flinging the body of the wolf down at its companions who are still climbing up the edge of this little incline. As the body strikes down into them, you watch as they are knocked back by this as well. Knocked away from the edge of the cliff by their fallen wolf comrade. Anything else on your turn, Axel?
Yes, I would love to make a second attack against one of the ones that are now down the cliff from where I am.
You're going to throw your...
No, I'm just going to down the, like over the edge, just down over that if that's possible.
What's the
that
range
possible?
on your trident? You might be limited by...
Sorry. I thought that I had moved to that wolf to engage in that.
So the wolf was right there next to you on the diagonal. Chuck it back on the map. And then when you threw it down, it knocked these ones down the edge.
I think I will not throw my weapon for another attack, so I think I'm just going to...
I think it's probably good to keep your weapon on you for this
Yeah.
point. Yeah.
I would advise that. I'm just get in like a defensive stance as best as I can, holding ready for like a held action. No, I can't do that. That's all right. I'm just going to have my weapon ready. Looking fearful.
Killian, you're invisible. There's a lot of wolves around you, suddenly pouring, staying back a little bit cautious, their ears raised, their noses sniffing the air, their golden eyes gazing around the cavern as you suddenly realize that you are right in the midst of their pack, pressed up against the wall on one side, the wolves and their large teeth and claws right in front of you. What would you like to do, given you are invisible?
How are my allies looking? Do they look particularly hurt, or do they look still pretty good?
Golden, A-OK.
Awesome. So
From the back of the pack.
Yeah, right at the back. What I'm going to do...
All good from the back of the pack.
I'm going to... This is going to be some dodgy movements here, but I'm going to go 5, 10, 15, 20...
Ooh, that corner bit's going to be tricky. Could I get you to please roll me 2 dice? The first one's going to be a stealth check. The second one's going to be an acrobatics check to try and get past.
All right.
Stealth check to see how stealthy you are. Oh boy, that's an 8. Acrobatics is 20. Here's what happens. As you go to push past the wolf, Killian, the gap that you're trying to get through is very small. And you realize you're going to have to vault it. As you go to kick off the wall, you don't quite realize how crumbly this limestone cavern wall is until your boot connects with it. And as you try to push yourself off, you just land bodily, striking into the into the wolf that's next to you before having to like duck and roll on the other side. As white limestone powder from the wall begins covering part of your back from where you kicked the wall and leaving little footprints on the ground next to you, watch as 2 of the wolves, the one that you struck and the one right next to it, turn and look in your direction, sniffing the air keenly, their eyes darting around trying to notice you. With a stealth of 8, you are not confident you are as invisible as you were a moment ago.
That is fair, because I will appear in front of them. Well, not just me. 4 of me will appear in front of them as I will cast mirror image on myself.
Nice. Nice. Shall I make some little mirror image Killians?
Oh, yes, please. My plan is to try and see if anything else big and scary might be coming, so I can warn everyone.
It's not a bad idea. Oh, is there a way that I can make it like a ghost version of you? Let me have a quick look.
Transparency?
Yeah, I was going to see if I can make it transparent. The transparent. There we go. That's not too bad. It's the best I can do for now.
Do better.
Yeah.
Was it 3? So there's 3 illusionary duplicates and yourself. Triplicates, I should
Yes.
say. Yeah, perfect. Awesome sauce.
As
As you gaze down the corridor behind you, Killian, I believe you probably can see there a figure standing towards the back of the cavern, a clay flute in their hands as they look down at the wolves rushing towards the party.
Boss is down there. Hey, you! Your mama's so hairy, Chewbacca said, damn!
That sounds like some sort of like vicious mockery, or just being a dick.
I wish I could do that.
Just
It's just
being a
me
dick.
saying I'm going to give bardic inspiration to Axel
Nice.
as my bonus. Oh, if you don't know who Chewbacca is, it's a famous Leonin from my world.
You watch as the figure turns towards you, and you can see it is this very elderly man, long graying sideburns, blending together with a very large moustache to become almost like this mane, a beard-like mane, or a mane-like beard around his face and shoulders. These like long graying like strips. It looks like he's probably like 60 or 70, like very wizened, leathery skin. And as he looks towards you, you watch he kind of cocks his head and goes, "What are you doing in the den, Pop? You're not one of us."
We've come to get the children. Why would I tell you that?
As you call out,
Nailed it.
do you say, "Why am I telling you that?" Because that is important for me to know that.
Yes.
Okay. You can't have him. Although if you're strong, you might be able to join him.
Nope, definitely not strong. I whisper under my breath.
Awesome sauce. Now that we can see Skinners, I'll add him to the initiative order. Well, now that you can see him, I will add him to the order. Alrighty. Next up, we have... Unless there's anything else on your turn, Killian.
Oh, no. I think I've done more than enough.
Styx, me boy.
Right.
I believe the word you're looking for is hello.
Hello. No point fucking around. I'm gonna try and get into the thick of it a bit more.
He's not here to fuck spiders. Let's go.
I am not. No, it's still not the right button. How do I work this fucking thing? I'm gonna come in here.
Yeah, as you push past Blood, moving right into the midst of one of the smaller werewolf packs, pushing past the alpha as well, getting right into the middle
Whoa,
of the
which
pack.
one's the alpha?
I mean, it's not necessarily the alpha, just the one in front. The one that kind of like led the charge against Blood.
Good. I am going to. I'm assuming I already would have my.
You've got your Dawn Blade, you've already used it. Yeah.
Good. Well, let's continue to already use it. I'm gonna attack.
Fantastic. Which wolf would you like to target with your first attack?
The one directly to the left of me.
Fantastiques. That is a 8 to hit. That is not a hit.
Well, I'm going to do it again.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to this. That is a 21. That does hit. That is 15 points. Is it? Oh, undead targets. The radiant's only against undead targets. So 8 radiant damage. Because you do extra damage against undead.
Yes.
Yeah, so 8 radiant damage against the wolf. And it's the wolf that was... which one was it? Right in front of you? Or the one...
No, the one to the... Yes, that one.
Perfect. As you strike into the wolf's flank, the sun sword buzzing with energy as it passes over, scorching the fur and blinding the wolves around it as you strike into this furry lupine form. You hear this pained whine from the wolf as it tries to pull back away from this scorching sword. As you pull your sword free and look down, yeah, you're surrounded by wolves, Styx. In this moment, you kind of realize, oh yeah, there's a lot of wolves around you right now.
I am... I'm going to use Branding Smite on that attack as my bonus action. Do I need to call that prior, or is that okay?
I'm happy to take it now. That's not a problem. I think you normally do. Let me double check. I'm not sure. I know the old version. I think he did, but I think it's a bit different with the new one. Let me have a little look. See, what does it say? Let's have a look.
On my end, it just says when I hit.
Yeah, no, so you're good. It's the same. It's the same as Ensnaring Strike. So yeah, you're good to go.
Cool. Oh, big.
Nice, nailed it.
That's a Divine Smite. Did you want to do a Divine Smite?
No, but I will do that instead.
You don't have to. You can do the Branding Smite instead. That's not a problem. So if we have a look at the Branding Smite, I believe it's additional fire damage, correct? Let's have a look. See.
Oh yeah, you can't do both anymore, can you?
No, you have to pick. So here we go. Branding Smite.
Oh, 2d6.
Second
2d6.
level spell. Yeah. Deal an extra 2d6 radiant damage, which becomes visible if invisible and sheds dim light. Cannot become invisible.
That's for the next time I hit a creature with a weapon attack before the spell ends. I get to use that.
I'm happy if you wanted to have used that before. That's all good.
All right. Sure. We'll do that.
If you want to. You don't have to, but you can if you want to.
We'll do it. We'll do it. Let's do it.
So just 2d6.
Oh, giant puppy.
10 points of radiant damage. Yeah, that's actually, it's funny. That's what the wolf looks like as you strike into. No, I'm kidding. Sorry, man. As you strike into the wolf's
There's
flank.
a bit more red on the wolf, though.
Now,
Well, a lot more black because it's the radiant damage that just burns through it as he cuts. Styx, how do you want to do this?
I want to bisect this wolf.
I thought that might be the case. As you just and like down the middle, or like on which plane?
Yeah,
which
let's go
plane?
fuck around.
Like snoot to tail, or like
snoot to tail?
Snoot to tail. As the wolf leaps at you, that's upset Ash quite a bit. Yeah. As the wolf, this large wolfhound leaps towards you, you just pull your sword out and flick it up from this lowered position, and you watch as you bisect the wolf from snoot to tail, as the two halves of the wolf will fly and land on either side of you, still smoking and steaming from where the sun sword has cut through and cauterized the flesh immediately.
Styx just kind of stands there and nods. All right.
And then turns towards Killian and just looks down at the bisected wolf, back at Killian, back at the wolf, back at Killian, cocks his head and then looks back at the other wolves.
I'm in danger.
This could be you. Alrighty. Styx, anything else on your turn?
No, that is me done.
Skenis. Oh, sorry, you can't see his name. Let me add that to the thing. Actually, you don't know his name, so you don't really see it, but I'll give it to you. You're going to kill him anyway, probably. Skenis, the old man werewolf, looking across, seeing you attacking his wolves, seeing you cut into his wolves. You watch as his eyes go wide. No! And then he begins rushing forwards. Skenis is going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and then he's going to do a dash, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, rushing up the little platform onto the top of this area here, trying to get as close to Styx as he can as he sees you cutting through his wolves. As he gets to that point, using his action, he is then going to transform. You watch as he begins to shift and change, his form stretching as his mouth and chin begin to push out of this long lupine muzzle as he grows in height, taking on this far more bestial form, far larger than the other wolven forms that you've seen before. That is Skenis's go. Jonor, it is your go next.
Just before Jonor's go, as a sort of like talking as a free action type thing, seeing him transform, I'm going to go, oh shit, what happens if these wolves are the kids?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Why?
Jonor, it's your go.
That is the sort of thing that Owen would do.
What? What are you talking about? We're playing Curse of Strahd, guys. I'm not going to even try and lie and say I haven't made any changes. Why would I do that to you? Why would I do that? Because
We
it's
have
fucking
this-
fun.
Man.
Because it's traumatizing.
I presume a large creature just waltzing up those stairs, right?
Imagine a massive half-wolven kind of bipedal figure standing on these long, like digitigrade legs, massive tail out by the back, like long, shaggy mane of graying fur, these dark red eyes glaring at you underneath this shaggy mane of hair. A maw dripping blood from the transformation, his human teeth having been pushed out of the way by these canine teeth. Yeah, horrific transformation as you watch his limbs stretch and distort, fingernails popping out as claws replace them. Yeah, it doesn't look great.
Jonor approaches this large creature now and just gets within 30 feet of it and gets a little bit of a look at him. Hey, you. Wolf would be a shame if you couldn't do anything to protect them, as he casts Tash's hideous laughter.
You
an
can do a
awful
better
joke.
pun than
That's
that.
a push.
You can do a better pun than that, mate. I know you can do better than that.
Well done.
Thank you,
Well done.
thank you.
You can do better.
No,
Come on.
I got nothing there. You'll have to wear some of this, Wolf.
Not like could have even done like fangs
That's
to meet
worse
you. Like the
somehow.
stuff you could do. How is it worse? Fangs
That's,
for that.
I'm just casting.
Come on.
Yeah. Yep,
Okay.
that's a Tash's
Thanks
hideous
for
right there.
memories, even though they weren't so great.
Wisdom
Follow
save.
it. No one?
I'll roll a
No
wisdom save for the
No one?
werewolf.
We're not
Uh,
into emo music in the vampire campaign.
Somehow this works. That is an 8.
You will not ignore me.
I will though. You watch as the werewolf, this massive hulking wolf, as you say this truly terrible pun, pause and then have another go with something that's somehow worse. Barely a pun. You watch as the massive, like this wolven creature pauses and goes, and then drops to the ground prone laughing.
Great. That's the action, and Jonal's going to just stay up against the little ridge here, sort of ducking out of the way, and that's all for
Fantastic.
him.
Yeah, brilliant. All righty then. Next up, we have at the top of the round, Tithla.
I should note that Jonal's concentration, sending the other wolf down to the lake, will drop now because I'm now concentrating on this.
Yeah, fair.
Just if that's relevant.
That's okay. It is relevant, but it's okay. I've got. There's also a time limit on your. Oh, well, is there a time limit on suggestion? There's not actually. So it's not a time limit. But yeah, I'll take that into consideration. That is good to know.
They're
Alright.
ages away. It was another hour for us to get here.
That's true. Tithla.
Yeah, what's up? How can I help?
I mean, I guess the question is, do you want to do anything, or are you happy for me to just take it as a Maisie Peters reference, some sort of like
Yeah,
emo
no, I'll
band,
go.
and then
I'll
we'll
go,
just
thank you.
move on? Okay, cool.
We'll have a crack. Tithla is going to shoot her bow.
Yeah.
Witching. At the wolf that's up there next to Skennis.
Yeah, for sure. The one that's
They
kind
all
of right next to one of Killian's little duplicates.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
That seems like a good one to take a pot shot at.
Cool.
That's a 3. Does a 14 hit?
14 does hit.
Oh, sweet.
It's a wolf, mate.
Actually, you know what we'll do with that? We'll, at a 3rd level, cast Hail of Thorns.
Nice, which means the wolves around it are also going to be taking a few hits, as is Killian
And-
as well.
The fake Killian, the one that's not.
You don't know.
actually there.
You don't know which one's the fake Killian, and neither does Killian in this moment. So he will be taking the. It'll be the activation of the spell.
I didn't know that they were actually taking up the spaces. I thought it was a.
They're not. They're in my
They're
space.
not really. Nah, I'm being a dick. I'm kidding.
Okay, cool. I
If
wouldn't have done
it's an
that.
attack roll, it sets off the mirror image. If
Yeah,
it's a
but it's-
saving throw, it hits me.
But it's not anyway. You're out of the range anyway. You're more than 5 feet
okay.
away. Yeah, anyway. I was just trying to make Jacob sweat for a moment.
This is cool, Owen. I really enjoyed coming to hang out with quote unquote friends. So that will be. At
Thank
a
you for
third
saying
level.
quote unquote for the podcast listeners, because you did do the fingers, but sometimes without the visual medium, I do appreciate that.
I get it. I'm a podcast guy. I hate it when people can't do it. Anyway, we'll go back to the game. Hey, Hail of Thorn. That is a dex saving throw from all of those.
The 3 wolves nearby and Skenis
And
as well.
Skenis.
And
Since
Skenis.
he enlarged, he then came into range.
He did. It's very true. All right, so that's 3 dex saves from our wolf and 1 dex save from Skenis. That is going to be a natural
And
1.
the target of the attack.
Yeah. So that's a natural 1 for the wolf that was the target. That is going to be a natural 20 for the wolf underneath, the closest wolf to you in this group. That's a 7 from the wolf that's closest to Killian at the back there. It's a 14 from the wolf in this corner here. And a 17 from Skenis.
Okay, so it's only
2
the
fails.
top 2 wolves that don't save, but the others just take half damage.
Perfectamundo. Could you roll me some damage for your initial attack and then your Hail of Thorns?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
9 piercing damage.
Oh, no, I hit the wrong button.
That's Ensnaring
I hit
Strike.
3d6, not 3d10. Oh, thank God. That's 18.
18's a bit better. So that's 9 damage to Skenis. 9 damage to this wolf.
And I feel like that 18 does kill that one wolf anyway, but I will roll the damage from the actual arrow that struck it. That's an extra 10 plus
Yeah.
some cold
So
damage.
that's 15 cold damage. You watch as your arrow strikes into the wolf, freezing it solid before the arrow then splits, shattering the wolf as the shards of ice spread out from this broken corpse, slamming into the nearby wolves and Skenis. You watch as Skenis looks down in horror and eyes fixed on you, Tithla, watching you kill 2 of his wolves. You watch as these really glowing red eyes fixate on you. I'm going to tear you limb from limb.
Please don't. That's not nice.
You've killed my pups. As he looks down towards you.
Yeah, sorry about that. I hope they're in a better place now.
Yeah, those are the children.
Okay. Are they the children?
The wolf does not respond.
Skenis, though.
Skenis does not respond.
Skenis, I asked you a question.
Skenis does not respond. Merely growls. Almost as impressively as Blood's growl.
I don't want to be that guy. Does that cause a save for the Hideous Laughter, or does it just break it?
He took damage.
Let's roll again.
Yeah, I'll make another
Wisdom,
Constitution
wisdom.
save. Wisdom save.
Wisdom.
Wisdom. So that's a 6. And then he rolls on the floor and starts laughing again.
Advantage
My
on
pups.
damage.
Oh, advantage?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here we go. That's still a 13. That's still a fail. You killed my pups. As he rolls around on the ground laughing at that.
I will then... Tithla will then shoot at the wolf that is next to Killian.
Alrighty.
Just to clear that out a little bit, because we know Killian sucks. Hey, that's a nat 20.
That's a nat 20.
The children, Tithla.
It's not them!
Tithla, how do you want to do this?
This is no nonsense. It's just in the butt. Get it
Just
to
in the butt.
limp around a little bit before it falls over. It does, you know, where you lie on the ground and then you run around in the circle on the ground. It does that because it's trying to get away.
Like
from
a
it.
like
But,
a
you
child
know,
would
no
do in some
nonsense.
sort of game.
Yeah, no nonsense
Yeah.
though.
Yeah, cool. I mean, look, roll for the damage, but I know your minimum damage is going to be more than enough to take this out. So,
Okay, so that is a
so
6
6 plus 8 plus 4
plus 8.
plus an additional 6. Yeah. As
Plus
you
the 9 that it already had.
Yeah, exactly. As the arrow
Did you do more
flies,
than 2 damage?
yeah, as the arrow flies, striking into the flank of the wolf, you watch as it yelps in pain, reaching around trying to pull the arrow free from its flank, and as it does so, spinning around on the ground, blood spraying from its side as it does so,
What did that?
before coming to a stop and lying there, still occasionally twitching as it falls still.
Okay. Good night.
Blood, I think it might be your turn.
Yeah. Blood just says, are they kids? Should we kill pups?
Is there any time to investigate this?
Yes, on your turn.
Yeah, fair enough.
When they die, do they turn back into their humanoid form?
You're not even sure if that is true for werewolves, let alone for these things.
Can I try and figure it out? I mean,
Yes.
that's not really Blood's speciality, but
No,
he's
I
feeling
know,
a little
but in this moment,
conflicted right
Blood was asking the question, so yeah, Blood, if you want to pause a second, try and figure out what's going on, could you please make me a, I'm going to say this falls under investigation, medicine, or Arcana's not helpful either. I'm going to say medicine, investigation, or nature. I'll allow anyone
What
of
about
those.
Animal handling?
I'll take an animal handling. No, I will, because I'll come at it from that angle.
Can I get mad, Jacob?
I love animal handling. I'm on board.
It's not my.
I hate Owen.
Yeah. Oh. Wow.
I'll just cry into my bags of free time over the next 3 weeks, mate. I'll process it in my spare time. I'll find some time. I'll schedule it in.
Good luck.
12 for the
Not my
animal
greatest
handling. Blood, as you look across these wolves, you're looking for signs of aberrant behavior, right? You're trying to sort of figure out, are these wolves behaving not like wolves? This is kind of how I'm coming at it from an animal handling sort of check. They've certainly seemed to act like wolves from what you've seen. That kind of initial approach and stalking seem to be much more like a pack of wolves, but then they've shown intelligence beyond what you kind of... I mean, you don't know a huge amount about wolves. Being a Meloran orc who spends a lot of your time on the sea and on the ocean, you don't really spend much time in the deep woodlands where wolves might roam, where packs of wolves might harry farmers and their sheep.
There's probably not many on his island.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Like in terms of if these were sharks, you'd have no problems assessing behavior and knowing straight away if there's anything like up or weird going on here. But like as they're wolves, you're kind of like trying to figure out, is this aberrant or normal behavior? And the other thing as well, right? You've seen dogs do some pretty intelligent stuff when they've been trained to. It could be that the intelligence they're displaying is a result of training. It could be a result of something more. It's just hard to know for sure. You're not seeing any signs of anything that, nothing that sort of screams at you, this is a transformed person. There's like scraps of cloth on.
But the level of intelligence is akin to that of a child.
That's the tricky thing, right? Like children are also not known for their ability to forward plan or like execute complex strategy. Like it's not a strength of children. I mean, object permanence is one of those things that they occasionally have. So like it's hard to know what's going on here.
If that is the case, Blood's just going to shrug, not really knowing if they're children or not children or just wolves. He sees Scanus as the threat, so he's going to shrug off the opportunity attack, and he's just going to go straight for Scanus for his attacks.
Absolutely. Are you going to move away from that wolf that is currently engaged with? It's down the incline. You're outside of the range of attack of opportunity. You're good to go.
Oh, beautiful. Oh, even better. Amazing.
I mean, I said it was about 4 or 5 feet up, which is too high for it to reach you on the diagonal.
Now, that's good to know. As a feature that I keep forgetting to use, at the start of my rage, I'm going to say this is the start of my attack, my rage, whatever. I can use my magic tree powers to heal whoever is looking the most weakest. As I'm running past, I take a look at the guys. Who's looking the most weak from what I can see?
I
know Axel got knocked to the ground.
Axel's looking okay.
Styx is probably looking a bit beat up still from the acid and prolonged exposure to the stomach acid.
I mean, look, Styx is a little rough, but he's up and fighting pretty well.
I could probably see Killian. Well, actually, Killian's 4 people at the moment. So,
That's okay. That doesn't matter. Like you can just sort of generally target. That's not a problem.
Killian's probably the weak.
It's one of those things where like you can cast Healing Word, you can do this stuff as well.
Sure.
It's like you got to cast Cure Wounds. You like accidentally just put it in the illusion, and Killian's like, "No, dang it." You can.
Sure.
It does still activate.
Well, Killian probably is looking pretty beat, right? You were very close to going down. Yes,
Very close.
So I will, as the rage happens, are we within 10 feet of each other?
It'd be a bit of a stretch. The closest you could be.
If I shimmy to the left where that dead wolf is, on the left-hand side of Scanus, would I be closer?
15 feet. You'd have to get down the incline to be within 10 feet of Killian.
Ooh. Oh.
Yeah, there's not a lot of play because I've put the ghostly illusions up. They're not really there.
Yeah. Well, maybe if that's the case, I'd probably take the next best, which probably would have been Styx, because I don't want to really lose my my advantage on this rocky outcrop. So I will give the temporary HP to Styx, unfortunately. Sorry, Killian.
Is Styx close enough? I think the only person in range would be Axel.
No.
I would have done it. I would have.
Like, he started next to you.
Oh,
I started
right,
next to you. I would have just kind of done it on my way. Cool. It's only four temporary HP.
And what does your healing look like? Do you like pull out some sap from the world tree and fling it onto Styx so that it heals them like
that's a
berserker
4 off
brew?
3d6. Just to be clear.
Oh my god! Shit. Yeah,
That's
dang.
bad.
That sucks.
No,
what does it
I
look like?
kind of imagine it like there's this ore, like obviously Blood has these tree driftwood branches kind of wrapped around his body anyway, and as he like goes into the rage, these driftwood branches are shifting and moving around his body. But not only that, he does have this like aura or this spectral glowing golden branches, and as he kind of moves along the ground, you can see these roots and spectral forms sort of take shape beneath him as he moves, and they sort of burrow along the ground and go towards Styx and wrap around him briefly. But instead of being, like an ensnaring strike that maybe Tithla would do with the bow, it almost rejuvenates you and makes you feel a bit more whole, a bit more healed and refreshed.
Hearty.
Yeah, that's right.
Jonor, this is the first time you're seeing Blood use this aspect of his world tree nature. Could I please get from you a history check? This is just a quick free thing to see if Jonor notices anything. 25. Jonor, as you watch these kind of spectral branches and roots grow from Blood's passage, the trees that you see growing are species that you recognize, species that you thought were extinct, now only found as petrified wood sealed within rock. You watch as these glowing plants, this glowing wood begins to grow from Blood's passage, pushing through the rock, almost growing from the stone itself before sinking back in once more once he has left. Yeah, these trees that you see, these gnarled branches, look like some sort of, almost a little bit like a pencil pine. These very like gnarled, woody trees covered in these ridges and bumps, but you've only ever seen as fossils petrified in the museum of the Oxenfurt Library.
This can't be right. Oh, wow, look at this. You just hear Jonor mulling in the background.
Oh, yeah?
Ooh.
I use my reckless attack, but I will use it as a brutal strike against Skenis as I strike down with my big old wooden great axe to do some damage.
Fantastics.
That's a nat 1. I don't do fucking anything.
That's unfortunate.
Yep. And that's okay. I have a second attack, so we'll do that. It's a bit better.
As you strike down with the first blow, you watch as Skenis deflects with this massive clawed hand, almost swiping away, causing you to have to sort of pull out of the strike and retreat before you manage to gather your resolve, sprint forward once again. 22 definitely hits. Would you like to roll me some damage?
Absolutely.
Would it be with advantage because prone?
Because Skenis is prone. Oh yeah, Skenis is prone. That's a very good point.
Oh.
So the 22 just hits. So the first attack, the 22 does hit. Sorry, thank you for that. That's going to be 13 points of damage plus 3 more for the rage. Takes up to 16.
And then we'll do the brutal strike damage since it does connect.
He's still prone. I'll roll to see if he's not laughing, but he's still prone regardless because he hasn't his turn to stand up. So he's still prone no matter what
Should not be
happens.
laughing.
That's an extra 10 points of damage from the
10
brutal
points
strike.
of damage. That's a 17 on the save, Jonor. Is he still laughing or is he okay now?
Oh, he is.
I think 17.
Is it meets it beats it.
He's okay. Plus an additional 10 points of damage from the brutal strike. Holy shit. You watch as you slam down on the werewolf blood on Skenis. You watch as the laughter stops and you see this wolven form, the ribs broken, part of his spine exposed as you've struck down atop his shoulders, crashing into him, his pelt bloodied and matted. As he looks up at you and looks over at the wolves, the bodies of the wolves near him, you hear the werewolf call, "No, my pups, no." You still have another attack if you'd like to take it.
With the brutal strike, I can cause an additional effect. I would like to use forceful blow. He gets pushed 15 feet away from me.
Just watch it as you then come, like rather than overhand swing, you do it like a golf swing. Underhand as you slam into his snout, causing him to tumble and fly backwards. 15 feet?
Yep.
5, 10, 15 as he slams back down, rolling down the incline and disappearing from view.
I just yell out into the void. I mean, we're kind of giving away stealth at this point. Maybe not yell, but it probably is a yell. It is blood we're
Pretty
talking
sure
about.
Jonor cast Shatter. I'd say the time of quiet.
Yeah.
Ah, all good. I've been quiet
Blood-
thus far.
No, that's true.
Blood
They were
just-
going to cast Shatter. You
That's
cancelled.
true.
That's true.
Blood does say, "Our fight is not with you. It is with your alpha."
Okay. Could you make me a persuasion check with disadvantage, please, Blood?
Sure. With disadvantage? Very
Yes,
cool.
please.
It's already a -1.
You are attacking him. You've just smashed him in the face, and you're calling out, "Our fight is not with you." Yeah, I mean, 15 and 18. We'll take the 15. As you call this out, you watch as the wolf turns towards you. This massive werewolf turns towards you, looking at the bodies of the wolves around you. "You lie, you kill."
Okay.
Anything else on your turn, Blood?
Yeah, Blood probably will, I don't know how much movement I used to get to where I was. I don't think it was much.
5, 10, 15.
In that case, he will just follow up, following Scanus, and we'll do another attack.
Yeah, thought that might be the case.
Yep. Is he still prone?
He's, yes, he was prone when he was knocked back. He hasn't had a chance to stand up, so yes, you still have advantage on this. 23 is a good start. 23 is a good start.
Or, yeah, okay.
28. We'll take the 28. That definitely hits.
Nice.
Would you like to use your weapon mastery cleave on this?
Yeah, sure.
14 points of slashing damage.
I don't know if Cleave can really do anything in this point, though.
That's okay. Just I thought I'd ask because I know we haven't used the weapon masteries very much.
Yeah, I got to attack it against a second creature, so I can't do Cleave.
No dramas at all.
Unfortunately. But
Alrighty.
it'll just take the 4 extra damage and the 3 extra damage from the rage.
Yeah, so 4 damage from Great Weapon Master and 3 extra damage from Rage. I hadn't done the Rage. Fantastic. So that's sort of 17 damage. Brutal.
Yeah.
Anything else on your turn, Blood?
Nope. That's it.
The wolves. Styx. We're going to go with you first because there's a whole bunch of wolves around you. The wolves all have advantage on this, just so you know, because of pack tactics. Let's roll these out. I was going to hit that dice like 20 times. So, Styx, the first attack is a 23.
Yes.
Second attack's a 7. I rolled 2 7s. I'm guessing that doesn't hit. And then the third attack is a, what's that, 19?
Yes.
That hits. Alrighty. Let's do those damage. That's only 2 lots of damage. Could be worse. That's going to be 6 points of piercing damage and 8 points of piercing damage. And
Nice.
could you please knock thyself prone as the wolves dive on top of you and drag you down to the ground, knocking you prone.
Sure.
What's a good symbol for prone? Oh, yeah. I like this one. That's perfect. A Styx is knocked prone. The other wolves, the ones that are around Killian, sorry, Killian, but you are the closest. They're going to go for you. That is going to be for the first attack. Luckily, you've got your mirror image up. This has gone well for you. For the first attack, that's going... What? A natural 20 for the first attack?
Well, mirror image has changed in
It has changed.
2024 rules. It has
Yes.
changed, and it's actually a hell of a lot easier now, because before it was like, roll a d20, if you roll above this number, it
Yeah.
gets a duplicate, blah, blah, blah.
No, now
For
it's
each
just...
duplicate that I have, I roll a d6. If any of them are a 3 or higher, the duplicate gets hit instead.
And it takes, it's way better. Well, not way. I don't know if it's better. I have to look at the maths. I don't know if it's way better, but it is way easier to manage for sure.
Way easier, yeah. So I'll roll 3d6 for the natural 20, which I would ignore anyway because of my armor.
Yep.
But one of them was a 6, so one of the duplicate dies.
You watch as one of the duplicates vanishes into the ether. So that's the natural 20 gone. The next attack is going to be a 22.
So I'll roll 2d6 this time. And both are 5, so another one dies, so I've got one left.
You watch as the other duplicate vanishes into the ether. But that's it for the wolves.
Dude, nice save.
Not even knocked prone. Axel, it is your go next. You are muted, Ash, just so you know.
Thank you. Seeing that Killian and Styx have just been ambushed by these wolves and wanting to help, but also looking at Blood taking on Skenis, I feel the need to dash in there and do my thing. I am going to try and get to Killian, seemingly seeing his reserves of magic that have just protected him from 2 vicious wolf attacks. And I want to help him out the best way I can. I'm just having a look at quickly what I have to do that. I need to get over there to him, and I'm thinking that what I'm going to do when I get there is a bait and switch maneuver. So I need to be able to get within 5 feet of him. So I think Axel will 5, 10, 15... I'm going to try and get him to the north side of Axel. Can you tell me, Owen, if that's okay?
Yeah, that's fine. You're moving through.
Yeah.
You're moving across dead wolves. Just keep in mind
Yeah.
you will trigger an attack opportunity from one of the wolves.
Can I argue something on that?
Yeah.
If I've been borne to the ground by these wolves' attacks, would it
Yes.
be fair to say that they would be kind of on top of me attacking and as such wouldn't be able to do an attack of opportunity?
It's not the ones around you. It's the one nearest to Killian. So what you could do, Axel, if you wanted to get past, the easiest way to do it, because you were positioned sort of here, weren't you?
Yep.
So you go 5. Yeah, so you can go. You don't even have to go. You can go on the diagonal. That's not a problem because that wolf's 5 feet down the thing. So you go 5, 10, and then if you were to sort of jump down there, you probably go 15 up towards the north, and then 20, 25, 30. So no, you can get there. You can get there. You can just go around the outside. That's not a problem. Yep.
All right. I'm going to use the maneuver bait and switch.
Yep.
Which is a special move, so it's not a bonus action or anything other than that. So I'm going to use bait and switch to switch spots from Killian, so he doesn't provoke any opportunity attacks in this movement. And we switch locations. And then I'm going to roll a superiority die, and one of us will get that AC bonus. And I think I'm going to put it on
thyself, I imagine.
I was actually not sure.
Give
I'm
it to
really
Killian.
worried about Killian's ability to stay upright. I've got kind of the cues that is
Not a given.
not a given, and I think that knowing that this is my job to keep him upright. I'm just trying to read where my superiority dice are. Oh, it's just a D8. So I will give that to Killian. That's a +6 to AC.
Oof. Killian, you have a +6 to AC until the start of your next turn, I believe it is.
Start of my next turn or Axel's next turn?
Pretty sure it's the start of your next turn when it's gifted to another creature. Could be wrong.
Let me double check.
Because if it's the start of my next turn, Axel might as well keep it because I'm right after Axel.
no, then yeah. No, it'd have to be the start of Axel's turn then.
Until the start of my next
Your
turn,
next turn,
you or
yeah,
another
yeah.
creature you choose gets that bonus.
+6 AC, Killian. You're now on what, 24? 25?
20, 22,
22.
27 if I shield.
Fucking hell.
If you
I'm pretty
stay
sure
close
that's
to
the
me, I can
AC of a
also help.
Trask, if you were wondering.
Damn.
If you're within 5 feet of me too, and I have my reaction, I can also impose disadvantage on the attacks against you with my shield.
Very
because I got
nice.
protection. And then I'm going to make 2 attacks at these wolves, 1 each, I believe. So, first attack is left wolf.
Brilliant.
Point on trident.
I will say as well, because of the type of bard that I am, I have combat inspiration, so you can use a reaction to use the combat inspiration to add it to your AC, or you can add it to your weapon attack damage.
Amazing.
Probably don't need it with a 25.
Yeah.
No, the damage, not the hit.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. If you want to add a bit more damage.
Okay, so is that for the bardic inspiration you gave me the last round?
Yes.
Yes, that'd be. You can do an extra
Okay.
D6 of damage on an attack.
Cool. I will definitely tap into that for this attack if I can do so, and I'll roll the rest of the damage now. Okay. So that's
11 points of piercing damage plus 12 fire damage for the flaming, for the flames. How do you want to do this?
I think it's no ceremony, nothing fanciful. It is Killian is in danger. I need to strike decisively now, and without any ceremony in it, I just put the trident into the throat of the wolf and then pull it to the ground, removing it ready for the second strike against the next one.
Nice. Anything else on your turn, Axel?
Second attack.
18 hits.
Wolf. Okay.
Seven points of piercing, 7 points of flame. Same thing, just flaming scimitar straight down into the flank, putting it quickly and efficiently out of its, I was going to say misery, but out of life.
Yeah. And interposing myself, now that there's nothing to trigger attacks on Killian, except for the wolves that are around Styx, I might even use what's left of my movement to move around the north side of him to put myself between him and potential.
I don't know
other
if you've got
threats
much movement
incoming.
left, because that was 30 feet to get to there. What's your movement speed?
40.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You took mobile, didn't you?
Yeah.
Little cheeky little bastard.
Speedy.
Speedy. 5'10", you just move straight through the gap. Yeah, easy done.
Cool. Fantastic.
Alrighty, Killian. Sounds like it might be your go.
Right. Thank you very much for that, Axel. I think Blood needs a little bit of support, so I'm gonna go help there, and myself and the other version of me that's still left begin to emit this frost that comes out of the sort of creases in our armor, as I'm gonna cast a 3rd level
Armor of Agathis.
Armor of Agathis on myself, so that will give me 15 temporary hit points.
Perfect little symbol for this.
Cool, thank you. And then I am going to move. We do flanking, don't we?
We do. Get a +2 to attack, or a +2 to AC, depending on whether you are the recipient or the... I treat it a little bit like cover, because it's easier.
Cool. Yeah,
And
I'm
more
going to
fair.
move to the opposite end of Skennis as he's trying to move away. I've still got the Moon Touch Greatsword out, and I'm just going to take a slash, or 2 slashes at him to try and
Fantastic.
stop him in his tracks. So, the first one is going to be... He's not prone anymore, is he?
He is still prone. He hasn't had a chance to stand up yet.
Oh, cool. I'll do
You have advantage.
that one with advantage. So, 20.
That'll hit.
Not natural. 8
That's
slashing
okay.
damage.
That'll definitely hit. 8 slashing. Yep. Mark that off.
And 26, 15 slashing.
Killian, how do you want to do this?
Just take his head clean off.
Just as he turns towards you, you just slice straight through the ice crystallizing
right through the
down.
mouth.
Oh shit!
Right through
okay.
the mouth as he's saying it.
The ice crystallizing down your blade from your armor of Agathis as it strikes through the top of the head, freezing momentarily and then slowly sliding off and falling to the ground. The tongue still lolling about as the body drops prone in front of you.
Oh, hello, Killian. Good job.
Thanks. Thank you, everyone. He wasn't the boss. That's concerning.
What do the wolves do? Do they react to Scanner dying?
As you look over, Jonor, you can see the wolves that are currently focused on Styx seem to be in this kind of frenzy. Styx is on the ground. They're tearing into him, keeping him down. It doesn't look like they've even noticed.
Fair enough.
Killian, anything else on your turn?
Bonus action. Yeah, no, that's me done. That's bonus action movement. I will look up in these gangway pathways up here to see if I can see anything. I can just about see the corner of a wolf on the left-hand side, but I'll see if I can see anything else.
As you peer through into that section, Killian, trying to sort of gaze ahead to see what more there is, you can see that there is a sleeping wolf. Despite the sound, despite the cacophony that's coming, you can see this figure is lying there prone.
How big are they?
It's a pretty large wolf, similar to the other wolves that are currently striking you and attacking down at this point here. It looks like this figure is, lying there. Whitish kind of mane.
There's another one up there, asleep.
Oh. Okay.
I'm still really concerned that these are children.
Me too. Blood does not feel good about what blood just did.
No.
Alrighty. Styx. It is your turn. You are currently prone on the ground. There are 3 wolves on top of you, striking down repeatedly, trying to bite and tear you apart.
Has Styx heard any of the suggestions that these might be kids?
Yeah, you've heard everything that has been said, for sure.
Okay. Given how long we were kind of rummaging around the town trying to get answers about what's going on with this, do we have an idea of how many kids went missing?
Yeah, that is correct. That's the number that you know.
4. And there's significantly more wolves than that.
There are.
Okay. That makes Styx feel a little better.
There was Tomaz, Iris, Jade. Oh, sorry. There was 5. There was 2 others.
You lied to me.
That's the ones you know about from around Vallaki.
It was about within the last 1.5 weeks. Tomaz, he was 7. 7 days ago, he was a boy. Iris, 13 days ago, she was a girl. Jade, 11 days ago, girl. 2 others.
Who are they?
I asked. No one had any information.
All right. Am I able to stand up, or are they?
You can use half your movement to stand up. Yep, that's not a problem.
All right. I will stand up. Next question. When it comes to command,
yes.
D&D Beyond's a little bit short on information with that. It seems to indicate
the long rest button.
Yeah, first you need to locate the long rest button, and then it's just below that. Yeah.
Turns out I just need to log in to find that.
What would you like to know?
So, with that, it says that I can choose the command from these options. These options being approach, drop, flee.
I know that's the new version of the spell. I'm willing to go with or another single word option, and we'll talk about it.
Okay.
I'm willing to open it up to other words, like suggestion.
Then,
I think otherwise, I don't get the command nerf. I don't know why they tried to nerf it and said like it's only these words. I feel like there's other words you can use.
Cool. Then I will point at one of the wolves just to see if we can work this out, and I'm going to say revert.
Revert. Okay. I will make a wisdom saving throw for the wolf. And which one are you targeting?
I will target the one closest to Blood and Axel. Blood and Axel,
the one to the north. Okay, perfect. Wisdom saving throw.
Needs to beat a 14.
It is a 14.
Oh.
I'm so sorry. It's only a +1 too. I rolled a 13 on that.
So bitch.
As you, if Tom, however, wanted to use his birthday inspiration to force a disadvantage reroll, he could do so if he wanted to, but he can also keep
Terrible
his
idea.
inspiration. Can also keep his inspiration for himself. It is your
Look,
birthday
we got
inspiration.
much more difficult things going on.
You haven't gone against the boss yet, as far as you're aware. You've not seen Kiril, this white-haired werewolf. So it's up to you, mate.
It's not happening.
Cool.
Good
fair.
choice.
You watch as the wolf growls at you, making no effort to obey your command, and you know, Styx, that the spell hasn't worked.
Cool.
That's a really good idea, mate. That was really clever.
That is the entirety of my turn.
Jonor, it is your go.
Okay. I'm going to stand up, clambering onto this rock face just above. We've been focusing on the left side, the northwestern area. What's in the northeastern area? Is
As
there
you
anyone or
gaze-
anything that stands out?
I'll describe the area as you gaze down it, because it might influence your decisions. I'm not sure. As you gaze down the passageway in that direction, Jonor, sort of looking down through the gloom, you can see that the fire from the sides is sort of providing a little bit of light from these torches that have been set in sconces along the wall. There also seems to be light coming from above, some sort of opening in the ceiling, revealing cold grey light, seeking down into the dank torchlit cave. And you can see an underground spring, crystal clear water, roughly sort of 40 feet across, emerging from the dark gloom over towards that western portion of the cave. You can also see a ledge. Looks like there's a raised ledge up towards the north that overlooks this pool as well.
Okay.
Doesn't seem to be any movement or sound coming from this direction.
I look over there, I glance, there's nothing that stands out. I look down at Styx and the wolves, talk of, are these children? That's what I'm going to go for. So either probably an arcana of what's the symptoms of a newly transformed werewolf. Can I detect, figure out, have they, are these actually the children?
For sure. You can arcana or nature if you like. For sure. Your pick.
24.
24. Jonor, your study of werewolves is a little bit limited, but what you do remember from your time looking over these creatures and all lycanthropes, the transformation is normally bound to the whims of the moon. However, were creatures can take on a hybrid form when they have control of their transformation. Those that have accepted the transformation, those that have come to sort of like accept the animal inside, are able to take on this hybrid form. But it takes sometimes years of practice, years of focus. It's not something that's achieved straight away. Normally in this portion of the transformation, they take on much more animalistic traits when they haven't gained control of their transformation, becoming far more bestial, and they lose themselves, they lose their personality, they lose their identity of the transformation. In Barovia, you've observed that the moon doesn't seem to be as important for these transformations, and the moon cycle doesn't seem to follow the normal pattern. It's not like a month cycle for the moon. It seems to stay full for days on end, and then the passage between a waxing new and waning moon seem to be much, much quicker than what you're used to on Nostea. There's also only one moon, which is fucking weird to you. You're used to there being two moons. The fact there's only one moon here is really weird, kind of throwing you off a bit. As you look over these forms, these wolven forms, there are potential signs that these are more than normal wolves. You can see that the size, they are slightly larger. There are marks along the mouth where it looks like teeth don't quite fit, the claws aren't quite right, and the fur seems to have these kind of patterns that you're not quite used to, much shaggier around the head and shoulders, which is reminiscent of what you saw when Skenis took on that hybrid form. You're not able to rule out in this moment, Jonor, that these could be children
Seeing
in a far more
these
bestial
little critters,
transformation.
these critters diving on top of Styx, and Styx has just managed to stand himself up. Jonah's going to run towards the ledge, and he takes a couple of steps there, and he reaches over, pulls his hood back, grabs behind his neck, pulls out the pearls of power he's got, and as he's doing it, he drops in a golden glow through his hand, and he casts light onto these pearls, trying to imitate the moon that they would look at. And as I'm going towards the end, they pull them off and just throw them at the feet of Styx, trying to draw the attention and get them off this savage frenzy from Styx.
And then cast Fireball, right?
Yeah, burn him alive. Burn him.
Styx, you're there too, my friend. I don't think you want him to be casting Fireball.
It's worth it. Kill the kids.
Jesus
So,
Christ.
yeah,
Yeah, get him.
I'm going to distract the werewolves with the lit up Pearl of Power, which are actually channeled through Lysander, right?
Yes.
So there's a bit of that celestial magic going on. So that's what he's going to do for his action.
Alrighty.
Yeah, take it and toss it in there.
Could you make me, just so that I know how well you do this, could you make me a spell attack? I know it's not really a spell attack you're doing, but can you make me a spell attack just so I know how effective this is? That's a 24 again.
24?
Yeah, I mean, that's fucking amazing. As you grab the Pearl of Power from around your neck, Jonor, slipping the leather-braided cord over your head quickly, throwing your blue scarfed hood back over your shoulders, as the light burns through this pearl, you know that moonlight is just sunlight reflected. And so you draw upon that light of Lysander and reflect that sunlight, your Aasimar sunlight, through the pearl, generating this soft white moonlit glow. As you hurl the Pearl of Power forwards, it strikes into the ground at Styx's feet, bouncing and rolling to a stop right in front of him, and flashes with power. You watch as the wolves at once turn and shy away from this sudden flash of light in front of them, for the moment ignoring Styx and somewhat distracted in this sudden flash of light.
Awesome. Take these pups now, Styx. Come this way. Was that a bonus action for that Arcana check? If it wasn't,
It's a free action.
I'm going to do a pull.
It's a free action.
But,
No, free. It's those sort of things like taking a moment to take a perception, a nature, Arcana. That's all free actions. I basically, the way I kind of have it is like if you're doing a quick check to take in your surroundings, that's a free action. If you're doing like it's a bit different if you're trying to like study an enemy's weakness and go like, what are they resistant to? What are they susceptible to? That's a bit longer in that process. But like taking a quick moment to look at your opponent and study them really quickly and go like, what's going on here? Free action. Talking. Free action. Yeah.
For sure. I'm going to use telekinesis and pull Styx, trying to pull him up against the little ledge here, just to get him out of the way of the wolves' attention.
Yeah. You can pull him 10 feet, yeah?
Just 5.
Just
so maybe
5,
get him
okay.
out of the way onto the ledge, maybe.
Pull him right onto the ledge there.
Out of curiosity, and this may not be an option, but
Yeah.
given that I didn't use any of my... Well, I mean, I used half my movement to stand up. Given I've got a fair bit of movement left, can I use that to kind of help launch myself an extra 5 feet? With that, like if I jump at the same time?
In the rules, strictly no. Rule of cool, could you make me an athletics check, Styx?
I will. Watch me do terrible.
You're pretty good at athletics. Or acrobatics, your choice, one of those.
It's the same, right?
Okay. You have the same dex and strength. 16. I'm going to allow to Jonor to pull you up on top of the platform. As you sort of like, in this moment, as Jonor, the massive rage hand grabs the back of your neck, pulls you up on top of this little stone platform.
Up you get. Come on, get up here.
I'll allow
And that's it for Jonor. Hopefully diffusing these wolves that are staring at the shiny thing like birds in a mirror.
At the top of the round, Killian. Movement out of the corner of your eye catches your attention as you watch that wolf that seemed to be sleeping. You watch as it slowly stands, almost seems to look down the corridor for a moment, and then pads off towards the north, disappearing from view.
But we've been really quiet this whole time, right?
No. In no way, shape, or form.
There's a wolf that's getting away, might be getting some friends, I say to everyone.
So you caught that out. Tithla, it's your turn.
Tithla's going to just take a quick shot. Actually, she's going to use her bonus action to cast. So she can reach into a little pouch, pull out one of those little berries, just piff it at the nearest wolf, casting Hunter's Mark.
What are you going to do, sorry? What's the name of that action?
Piff.
Piff?
Piff it.
Gonna piff all over it.
How do you spell that?
What country are you from?
I've never heard that either, to be honest.
Is that a South thing? Is that a down
Wow.
I think it's
no,
a
I knew
South.
exactly what he meant.
I think it's a
Yeah.
South thing. Tom, quick,
Never
Tom.
heard of Piff.
Yeah, okay.
Never heard of Piff.
Ash.
You never heard of
knew
Pivot?
No, knew what he
No.
meant, but never heard it.
I knew what he meant because of context,
Wow.
but I've never heard of Pivot
The
before.
cultural divide
that is like-
widens.
Like in school, that's like, oh yeah, he piffed it. Like that's
He
like,
piffed it.
What a bogan thing to say.
wow.
That is a one testicle low IQ word if I've ever heard one.
Holy moly.
How do you spell it? How do you spell it?
It's got to be with a PH.
PIFF. Yeah, okay, fair. Yep.
Like
That's
the
crazy.
dragon.
I've never heard of that
Dragon.
before.
I'm in
What would be the
disbelief.
Queensland equivalent?
Josh's face right
Yeah.
now.
Aussie slang, mate. Aussie slang. We've got to the
what-
stage. We're so meta that even Aussies don't know all the Aussie slang because it's now divided within Australia. There's so much
What
slang.
like if you threw
Surely-
something really hard, like what would you call it in Queensland?
You'd peg it.
Peg it, yeah.
No, it's
Something else.
no.
Yeah, it's
that's-
peg.
Yeah, peg.
It's
It
to
is
send
peg.
it hard.
Yeah. To really throw
Nah,
something with like strength and force is to
Sorry,
peg it.
pegging is a different thing.
That's
Oh,
a
we also
totally
like that.
different
And we
thing.
also do quite like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
It's
pretty
true.
good.
We do like
Your
that.
Okay.
country has
bad.
been around long enough that you're finally getting to the same sort of divide that we do in the UK, where you've got like the southern Londoners speaking to like Scousers and stuff.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
see, we have the fact that geographically it makes
We're
sense.
fucking huge, mate.
Yeah, we're not close.
Yeah. Which makes pegging it quite difficult, actually.
It's funny because I can go 20 minutes up the road and the accent's completely different.
Yeah, that's fucking nuts. It's just madness. That's madness.
I'm still reeling from this revelation.
The
Yeah,
pagan
this is
piff.
wild.
But it's I like that it's almost like similar enough. Like you can see that
Yeah.
there's been some sort of like root word. I wonder what the root was.
That was Pip.
The root was peg.
Peg for sure. Yeah.
All right, well, we don't want your kind here.
Yeah.
Great.
What would you like
Hunter's
to do,
Mark
Tithla, on your
that
turn? So
one.
after you finish
They're
pegging
just gonna-
Hunter's Mark?
Well, I don't even care anymore. Just Hunter's Mark, the closest one, and she can shoot it with the arrows. It's just not even
What?
worth it anymore.
What?
What? Tithla that loves animals?
What are you shooting? What are you shooting?
The wolves.
Oh,
It's gonna kill the kids.
They're
I
not
like-
kids.
Not yet.
That's
would have you heard any of that? Oh well, it doesn't matter.
Would you have heard? Yeah, no, go on. What was the question?
My vocalization of these seemed like they could have transformed. Let's get some of the telltale signs. I guess I didn't say that.
You didn't say that out loud.
I presume
No.
not. I'm not. No.
You didn't say that out loud. But you can. I'm willing to
Would have been
allow.
nice if you had have
I'm
before
gonna-
I attacked them and murdered more.
To be fair, actually, Jacob, there's now 3 people who've gone, kids? I think these are kids. Please stop. No, kids. So, like, I mean,
There, they've all gone. Are these kids? Nah. We're gonna kill them anyway.
Are these kids? Tithla shoots with arrows. I think they're kids. Tithla shoots with arrows.
29 definitely
I mean, Tithla
hits.
would though.
Tithla.
Let's be honest.
Yeah. Tithla?
29 hits.
29 hits, yes.
Sweet.
So you shoot one of the
There's
sorry,
that much
one of
damage.
the wolves.
I mean, you could aim for non-lethal. I'm just saying.
That's
Super can't.
6 and 4 is 10 points of damage total. And you've also got your hunter's mark. Would you like to add? Oh yeah.
That's a 6.
Did you do it as
terrible-
an infusion?
It's the same.
Easy button
and I
to roll.
saved that button.
Easy done. How would you like to do this? How would you like to kill the wolf?
Peacefully in its sleep.
What was that? Sorry.
Peacefully in its sleep.
As that's not an option, do you have a backup?
Painlessly in its awake.
Yeah. You've gone hunting before, Tithla. You pick a spot between the ribs, seeing the wolves sort of turn and blinded by the light, their flanks wide open, no longer moving and writhing. Very easy to pick a spot. You aim straight through the lung into the heart as it pierces through the rib cage, easily sliding between the 2 ribs. You watch as the wolf lets out this almost like a gasp of air and then drops, no longer moving.
And then she's gonna attack the next one.
Yeah, easy done.
That is that's low. That's a 14 to hit.
That still hits. They're only werewolves. They're only wolves. They don't have a high
They're
AC.
in the kid wolves. That's an 11 damage. Plus the
plus 3 for cold, plus... Did you? I mean, you can't move your hunter's mark. Oh,
Can't
can you
move
move your
it.
hunter? No, you actually need a bonus action
Yeah,
to it, right?
bonus action to move it.
That's still 14 points of damage. How do you want to do this? Same thing?
Peacefully in its sleep.
Not an option, but we'll take peacefully, painlessly in its awake. That's the backup
Okay,
option.
great. We'll go for that. I'll take,
Take that. As the second arrow flies through, leaving only one of the wolves left. Tithla, anything else on your turn?
Regret?
I
Anything
feel like the whiplash from like I'm gonna shoot these two things and then going back. And my last action, I'd like to regret. Like this is 6 seconds. That's a very quick regret. You could have just chosen differently. Like
It's
He's gonna run
Tithla, of
forward.
course it's that quick.
She's going to run around.
Yeah.
She gets about there. She's on a mission. So Tithla is so tunnel vision trying to find these kids.
Yeah.
So people are like, are these the kids? It's like, no, they're fucking not the kids. Look at them. They're wolves.
That's true. That's true. It's very true.
The only thing worse than these kids dying is the regret Tithla's going to have and us having to deal with that.
Yeah.
Anything else on your
I
turn,
don't see the
Tithla?
problem. No, we've moved. We've done actions and bonus actions.
Blood.
Thank you very much.
Blood.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it. She has moved up.
I
close to
mean,
where the-
look, I would like to say if we went looking for 4 kids and there's one that we save, that's 25% success rate.
That's
Well,
true.
technically 50-50, right? Because like you either
Yeah,
save them or you
that's
don't.
right.
Same way you don't.
Well, like, you might not even be the kid that got taken from the village, so it's like, here's the kid. It's
just
like,
a
congrats.
kid.
Here you go. Like, wow.
Oh, yikes.
Bullet
Ash, are
is
you
gonna-
regretting joining the campaign yet? It looks like your face says yes. Just as an
This is
FYI.
actually what I was looking for. I was worried there wouldn't
Perfect.
be enough killing of kids.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, okay.
And
Excellent.
just to confirm, you're a
exactly
teacher,
that.
correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Cool. Yeah, that's what I thought.
The quiet dream of every teacher. Let's
Yeah,
be
that's
honest.
true. Actually, there's a lot of resentment
No.
that's built up over the
No.
years.
No.
Professionally, I have to say no, but yes.
No,
Yes.
I have such a good job.
Not to watch these episodes.
Oh, that's a funny
Hey,
thought.
guys.
What if some of your... yeah, I didn't even think of that. Yeah, that'll be funny.
Blood has an existential crisis and gets really sad. No, he doesn't.
Oh, okay.
He turns to Killian. We fight?
I think there's going to be more fighting coming, yes.
Then we fight. And then he will just charge in very Leroy.
Wait, hey, don't fight me!
No.
Wouldn't be the first time.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. And he doesn't see fucking anything.
Blood, as you begin to race down the corridor, let me describe the area that you find yourself in.
Yep.
That'll be handy, right?
That'd be great, actually, yeah.
A
Very handy.
maze of torchlit tunnels and caves expands in front of you, the light from the torches on the wall sconces casting long shadows that seem to move and twist as you change your perspective. Bones lie strewn upon the floor, animal and humanoid.
Oh, okay. As Blood is rushing, he will use a bonus action to get an adrenaline rush. So he can use a bonus action to take the dash action, and he gets 4 temporary HP.
Nice.
So he will continue running in, just blindly fight, just trying to, do his thing.
As you begin rushing through, you hear the sounds of the bones crunching underfoot. This loud cracking as these dried bones echo. The crack of these bones echoes through the cavern, seeming to sort of come from all different directions. As you begin to rush through, Blood, you're not even sure if you're hearing your footsteps or the footsteps of others around you, causing you to turn and twist as you look from side to side. And as you get towards this kind of northern part of the tunnels, you can see a passageway down towards your right. There are cages and some sort of pit that's been set up down here. There is blood. You can see visibly from here across the floor. The rough-hewn stairs leading down to this kind of torchlight cave. The cages empty. Opened. The doors hanging from their hinges. And you can see right at the very back of the cavern a crude wooden statue bearing the likeness of a wolf-headed woman draped in garlands of vines and flowers.
Cool. Do I see or hear any other things around me? Because I can't see anything at the moment.
Nothing else around you.
I am conscious that if I don't do an attack, or I've used my bonus action to use the adrenaline rush to run in here, I don't want to lose my rage. Am I able to use an action to just extend my rage? Normally that's done as a bonus action, but I would like to use it.
Oh, you could just action dash and then, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, it's not a problem at all. Yeah,
Yeah.
no problem
I do that.
at all. Alrighty. That is the end of Blood's go. There's one last wolf left alive. The last wolf is going to turn and run at Tithla. She's the closest one. It just watched her take out two of the companions. It does not have advantage. It is going to make a bite attack against you, Tithla. That's going to be a 21 and 8 points of slashing damage.
Well, that's pretty presumptuous that it hits.
You are knocked prone. I know a 21 hits you.
Wow. Think you know everything. Cool.
No, but enough. As the wolf grabs onto your ankle, drags you to the ground, and bites into your leg. 8 points of slashing damage. Axel, it is your turn.
Okay, I am going to see Blood dashing off and pursue. So I'm going to move myself 40 feet to here. I can't see Blood from here.
No, Blood has rushed deeper into this maze of stone spires and cavern walls. As you rush in, you have no idea where Blood's gone.
Okay,
Let's
can
spread
I
out as
use
much
a
as possible.
perception check to try and like orient where I can hear him
Perception,
coming from? 'Cause I'm
survival,
assuming-
either. Your choice.
Yeah, cool.
25. There are bones all across the floor. You can see a clear trail of shattered, broken bones and scuff marks that lead up around towards the right-hand side, and then back towards the north.
Okay. I'm just going to use action dash to move myself into a position until I can see and get to Blood as best as I can. So,
You'll be surprised how quickly you see Blood. He's just hiding behind one of these columns.
and
Love the moment of reveal.
Yeah.
As he's moving up, he's like, where is he? There he is. He's behind me.
Cool.
As Axel goes to rush past you, Blood, you sort of go,
Ah, Axel.
yeah.
Axel.
Hey, you good?
Yeah. You good?
No. This is a lot, and
Yeah.
that's my turn.
Killian, it is your go next.
I would like to follow suit, and I'm going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and then I'm going to dash, go in 5, 10, 15, can't see me move yet, 15, 20, 25, 30. I'm going to go there.
As you look towards your right, as you sort of take the left-hand corridor, you suddenly turn to your right, seeing Blood and Axel, having to sort of pause for a second as you look back. I'll give you your ghostly mirror image.
Thank you very much. And then I will, as I'm sort of running to catch up, I'm like, we are so screwed. We have not had any sort of a chance for a rest. We are going to die. And I'm going to particularly inspire myself with that.
Okay, I can see that. As a nihilist, that often inspires me, that kind of like...
Blood just laughs.
anything else on your turn, Styx? No, not Styx. Killian.
I am Killian.
Styx,
you.
is there anything on your turn? What would you like to do? Let's do one more pesky wolf. Currently harrowing
Pesky
Tithla.
Wolf. I'm going to take the, 5, 10... That'd be, 15 feet for me to get down and then
Oh,
across, right?
you could just drop off the edge. It's like 5, 10 feet, really. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, regardless, I can get there. Now, the Sun Sword,
Hello.
inherently not a weapon designed to knock creatures out.
But it has a pommel.
It does have a pommel.
It does have a pommel.
But the pommel's
To
just my
pummel
arm.
your enemies.
A
one
pummel
might say.
pommel.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try, emphasis on try,
Yeah.
to grab this critter by the back legs and swing it headfirst into the side of the wall, just to knock it out.
Do you make me a melee weapon attack with an improvised weapon, please?
Oh, you betcha.
So you don't add your proficiency bonus to this. It's just a d20 plus your strength.
Okay, well, I'm gonna have to do that a funny sort of way.
Just roll as a flat d20 on roll 20, and then you can add your strength modifier to it.
That's exactly what I was planning. 18 plus strength.
That's enough. It's enough. 18's enough. You just grab the wolf by the hind legs and swing it into the wall of this risen section. Could you roll me a d6, please?
You betcha.
Is this it's a 1. 1 point of bludgeoning damage. Do you want to make a second attack with your improvised weapon?
I do. I'm going to spin it a full, not quite 360. I guess that's like a 280 around the other way.
Yeah, that's fine. Roll me another d20 and we'll add your strength to it. Holy shit.
Oh, no.
That's a 4.
The character you were playing, that was Grinner that did all the
Improvised weapon shit.
improvised weapon stuff.
Well, I've got a laser sword to work with.
We did discuss the pommel. I distinctly remember saying pommel.
It's just my hands. I may as well punch it.
Yeah, for sure. That's obviously going to be a miss. Whatever your strength is, as you swing it, and with that sort of 1 damage in the first one, the wolf scrabbles against the rocky wall, and you lose that grip. And as you go to swing it back, your hands slip out from the paws. The paws slip out from your hands, and you're unable to get a firm grasp to swing it back into the rock wall. You have successfully spun it away from Tithla, though, and slammed it into the rock wall next to you.
Good. I was going to hope that I could swing it south. Good. I'm happy with that. I am...
Mwah. No notes. Yep.
Is that a bonus action or an action? No, an action. Okay, I'm done. That's me.
Jonor, round us out.
How's that reach on a dagger from standing above the ledge? Take a couple steps over.
Yeah, you can lean down and stab.
Just
It's only
whack
3-4
it.
feet. Yeah, that's fine.
I was hoping to not go a stab. It's going to go whatever the equivalent of the pommel of a knife is.
Still a pommel. Good news. A hilt. Hilt's
Wonderful.
technically pommel. Hilt, yeah.
Hilt. All right,
Handle.
let's roll the d20.
Yes.
Then plus strength, you say?
Are you proficient? If you're
negative
proficient
one
with the
on that
dagger, this might be better.
I am, yeah, proficient. Yeah.
Okay, then it's also plus your proficiency.
Oh, well, that's plus 4 then.
That'll hit. So that's so plus 4 minus 1, so 15 total. That definitely hits.
Yeah, cool. And damage is 1d4, 1d4, right?
Plus your strength modifier
No,
again.
1 plus strength. Better just
0.
make
It does
a bit nicer
nothing.
then.
It does nothing. It's 1 minus
Heals it a
1.
little bit.
You boot the snoot. Yeah.
Sending the combat inspirations to the wrong people.
Gently pat the wall.
0 damage as you I'm just gonna say, as you go to strike it, you kind of slip a bit on the edge of this thing, and you kind of just stroke the dagger down its back, because the length of your arm is the full width that you can reach, and so it just kind of just strokes the back of the wolf before you get back up and look down and go, oh shit.
And it's still there, just down on the ground, sort of looking between us three. I move up above it and then just look at it and give it a big push away with the telekinesis arm. Just shove it in the direction. Go, go!
It is unwilling. Does it make a strength save from memory?
Yeah, strength save.
Boom, boom. I know Styx wasn't unwilling.
Do I get attack of opportunity?
17.
It's shoved away?
It's not jumped
Nah,
away. It's been shoved by telekinetic force. As it is thrown back. It is thrown into a wall, Jonor. Do you roll me a d6?
Oh, cool.
Knock that kid out.
1d6 before Tithla gets to it. It's going to be a 4.
4 points of damage.
Who's up next?
Tithla, it's your go. What would you like to do?
Can we
That's a
just get rid of
child.
these wolves and move on, please?
You're currently
Tithla,
prone.
no, that's a
Tithla.
child. Don't kill it. It's
Wait,
been a
what?
transformed child.
Wait, what?
We need to go up there. Leave that. That's a transformed child. Go get everyone now. Don't think about it. Just go to everyone else right now. Go, go.
Don't think about it.
Yeah.
I
That'll
want to
work.
make a con saving throw for Tithla.
Is this a sanity check style concept?
Can we? I'm going to do a sanity. I'm going to do a volunteer
please.
sanity check.
I was going to call for one, so don't worry. Let's have the sanity check, please.
13.
Tithla, I don't know if that's a pass, given the situation.
Tithla sits down.
You're already sitting down.
Would use. I assume that. So she's gonna like try and dismiss Draker from wherever he is,
Could you also please
and then
could you
use
also
her
please
action
do me
to
a
up him
favor?
on
Could you also please roll for me to see if you are afflicted by a temporary madness? Could you please
I'd
roll
love to. What would you like?
a D100?
Ooh, what do I want here?
A 1.
How does an
89.
89 do ya?
This fits perfectly. You are stunned. That fits so perfectly.
Okay. Tithla sits down.
Just no, we need to go. Come right now. They're heading
Tithla's
into
holding her bow, going, "Nah, but they're wolves. Nah, but they're wolves. They're not the kids. They're the wolves. We saved the kids, not the wolves.
No. Hang on.
Save the kids.
Jonor goes this.
Save the kids. Save the kids.
No, you need to listen, Tithla. It's okay. Look at me. No, look up. Look, don't look down. Come, look up.
Straight
to me.
down.
Look,
She's
look,
holding her
look.
bow in her hands. Save the kids. We're here to save the kids.
Tithla,
That's the end
that
of
is
Tithla's
the
turn.
end of your go. We're going to end tonight with Blood,
Thanks, Jonor.
Axel, and Killian. Blood, what would you like to do?
Yeah.
Actually, we'll go the full round. We'll end with Jonor. Blood. what
Go
would you
the
like
full round.
to- Go the full round.
Well, Blood doesn't really know. Blood is just blindly charged in, not really knowing where or what is happening. And now that he's kind of got a bit more of a handle on the situation, he would like, first of all, to rather than perhaps just charging in blindly, he will probably have a second just to take his breath and just sort of survey where this other wolf that Killian had pointed out to him only moments ago had maybe gone. If there's any sort of tracks or, looking back behind him and seeing the footprints, is there perhaps a softer set of footprints perhaps through the debris that he might be able to use to figure out where this other wolf has gone?
As you look down, following these tracks, could you make me a survival check, please?
Absolutely. Oof, it's not the best roll in the world, but we'll take it.
12.
It's a 12.
It's not too bad. As you look around, Blood, you can see there are a number of tracks heading in many different directions. Most of them do seem to be heading down the set of narrow stairs towards the east and the northeast, down towards this sort of pit-like section of the cave before you. And as you focus, you think for a moment you can hear the sound of something shuffling down in the darkness below.
The below being the northeast passage?
The northeast, yeah, exactly.
Okay. Well, with that then, Blood will use his movement, which I believe is 40 feet. Which will get him to squarely in that room. So he will move his full 40 feet of movement to here. Oh, yep. And he sees a little guy.
Perfect. More than just that. As you move forwards down into the pit, as you come around the corner, you can see that there are two wolves inside cages towards the north. More than that, right next to the statue are two bodies chained to the wall, partially eviscerated, rotting corpses chained to the wall on either side of this wolf statue. And as you come around the corner, you watch as these two hybrid wolf forms hiding around that corner of the column turn towards you and smile. And as you trigger their held action, you watch as both of them charge at you and begin to pounce on you, Blood.
Oh.
That is going to be a free turn from the Werewolves. They both have advantage on this because they have their pack tactics.
Fine.
Blood. That is going to be for the first attack. Here we go. I'll just roll all the attacks, then I'll know straight away. They each get 2 attacks. They've got advantage on all of these. 20 for the first attack. 23 for the second attack. 12 for the third. Doesn't hit. And then 18 for the last attack.
Okay, they all hit.
The 12 doesn't, though.
The 12 doesn't hit. No.
12 doesn't. Okay,
But
so
if,
3
if you're rolling with advantage, then you would take the higher one, right?
So I rolled. So I that was the high one out of each one. So 19 and 20, take the 20. Natural 1 and 23, take the 23. 12 and 11, I'll take the 12. 17, 18, take the 18.
12 misses. Everything else hits.
Everything else hits. So that's going to be a few things. Could you also please roll me a Constitution saving throw, please, Blood, to avoid being afflicted by lycanthropy?
Does the lycanthropy effect happen off?
You are immune to this for 24 hours if you've already passed it once.
Have I? I think I have.
I think you have rolled a con save for this already. Roll the take.
I think I had.
I think you might have. So I think you might actually be.
I think most of us have. I know I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's going to be. Oh yikes, Blood! I am so sorry in advance for this, my friend. So, that is going to be 17 points on the bite.
Are you able to tell me what the highest amount of damage is that I take out of this?
17 is the highest amount of damage in a single attack that you take.
Okay. As a bite, that's only piercing damage. That's going to be what, 8 points of damage? Okay,
yeah, rounded down.
Yep.
8 points of piercing, then 10 points of piercing, halved to 5, and then 10 points of piercing halved to 5.
18 altogether then.
18 altogether.
Yep, it's fine. Cool.
He's so happy. Look at him. He's not even worried.
Not even worried. Blood just smiles and goes, you've come to me then, and then he will attack. With his regular attacks.
Yeah, amazing.
He is just going to attack normally. He's not going to use a reckless attack. He doesn't know what these guys are about. So he's just going to attack probably the one that bit him, because he doesn't like that. Oh, that's the blood spear. Whoops.
Oh yeah, don't use that. We can still use it. So what's your plus for that? It'd still be the same, wouldn't it?
It's an extra +1, but it's
15.
The great axe is a
hits.
+9 and the blood spear is a +10. So
yeah, 15. Oh, sorry, it's an extra +1, so that'd be a 13 total then.
Yep.
13 does not hit.
Doesn't hit.
Does not hit.
That's okay. I have a second attack. I will use a great axe.
As you swing forwards, trying to strike. 12 also does not hit.
Yikes. I don't have any advantages or anything. That's kind of shit. And I can't use my weaponry, mastery, whatever it is. Shit. Great. Bludges.
Alrighty.
Well, alright.
The wolf, the final wolf, is going to rush forwards. I'm going to roll a... Oh, it's all of the dead wolves around it, all of the carnage. It's going to try and make a run for it. You watch as the wolf turns and sprints out of the cave.
Would its predatory instincts
kick in, seeing
take over,
Tithla kneeling
given
there? I'll roll for it. Let's roll for it.
target?
I'll roll it as a public thing. We'll do it as a d20. I'll do it as a wisdom. I'll do it as a wisdom save. If it fails, its predatory instincts kick in. If it passes, they do not. That's a 2. The wolf pounces on you, Tithla. As you are stunned, this attack has advantage.
Oh, man.
Actually, is it worse than that? Stunned? It doesn't automatic crit, does it? I'm trying to remember which one is... No, it's not.
Click on stun.
I think it's paralyzed. It auto crits.
Paralyzed is the one. Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's paralyzed.
You have the incapacitated condition.
You have disadvantage on the roll. Can't take action, bonus action, concentration broken. No, that's it. So it's just advantage, just normal advantage. Cool. That's what I wanted to double check. The wolf is going to make an attack against you. It's going to try and bite you. That's going to be the highest. So even with advantage, 10 and a 13. 13, I don't think hits you, does it?
No.
The wolf tries to bite you, overreaches and misses. Unable to grab onto your form, Tithla, as you just sit there stunned somehow. Axel, we'll jump to you in the north. You watch as these two werewolves leap from behind the pillar, striking into blood. You are muted, Ash.
Thank you. I see these two attacks against Blood, and then his strikes not hit true the way I would expect them to. I push in, and I attack the one that's up against the pole first with the Flame Tongue Trident. And I'm just like charging in shield and trident, and I make my first attack. Ooh, that's no good.
Shit. That is unfortunate.
Now, I think when I make my melee attack, it's not on hit, but on an attack, I can use the shield bash. So I'd like to follow immediately up with that fail with the shield coming up and try to like basically uppercut the werewolf in the jaws.
Yeah, for sure. Strength
DC 16 strength save.
Done. That's going to be a 19. Sorry, they're pretty strong werewolves.
That's okay. I will make a second attack with that against that same target.
Alrighty.
Okay, that's a bit better. So dirty 20.
Dirty 20 is good. Dirty 20 hits, more importantly. Would you like to roll some damage?
Yes, I would. And I think that I also want to... oh, silly me. I could have made that last one a precision attack, which would have allowed me to reroll. That's okay. I'm going to make this a distracting strike. So when I hit a creature with an attack roll, I can expend another superiority dice and give advantage on the next roll. The next attack roll against the target by another attacker has advantage.
Nice.
If it's made before the start of my next turn.
Perfect.
Right, so I'll roll... Is it just damage for that one as well?
Yes, that'd be great.
There we go.
Alrighty. That will be 15 points of damage. 8 piercing, 7 flame. As you strike into the werewolf, the trident pushing through into its abdomen as the flames leap along this silvery spear-like weapon. You hear the werewolf in pain as the flames dance over its flesh, cauterizing the wound quite nicely.
Okay, I have nothing else that I can do on my turn.
Alrighty, Killian Maxwell.
Silly question.
Hello?
Do I hear that happening? Because I can only see blood, I can't see the werewolf.
Oh, you hear the sound of them roar as you watch Blood and Axel charge down and begin fighting something. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, yeah. I'm going to definitely move that way. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. As I see both of the wolves and myself sort of comes with, I will sort of holding the greatsword down at my side as I begin running along. The spectral divine gun appears in my hand, but there's a slight change to the weapon. Instead of it looking like a traditional cowboy style revolver, it's slightly larger and looks more like a hand cannon.
Ooh,
and I'm going to fire 2 Eldritch Blast shots. Two Eldritch Blasts. One at one werewolf, one at the other werewolf.
Nice. 1 each.
So the one on the left is going to be
11.
11 to hit.
Not enough to hit, sorry. The shot goes wide, striking into the cavern wall, sending a spray of chips of this limestone and rock showering over Axel, Blood, and the 2 werewolves. 20 hits, though, for the next attack. 14 points of force
14
damage.
points of force damage, and
Nice.
because I've summoned it as a hand cannon, my thing has disappeared. I haven't used this feature yet. I'm going to use Repelling Blast and push it 10 feet away
back.
from
10.
Blood.
From Blood. Perfect. As it strikes into the werewolf, actually, your diagonal would push it 5, 10 that way. Yeah, you're on the perfect diagonal. As it strikes into the werewolf closest to Blood, you send it spinning back. The blast striking into its chest, causing it to stumble and push back. You watch as the werewolf growls, looking towards you, Killian.
Hopefully that gives you all a bit more breathing room.
Excellent.
Styx, it is your go next.
At risk of being repetitive,
Hello.
Do it.
Oh yeah, grab the wolf and swing it into the walls of the cavern again.
that's right.
Yeah.
No, this time I'm going to try Old Faithful again, and I'm going to point at it, and once again command river.
I'll make a wisdom saving throw. $13. Your DC was 14, wasn't it?
It was.
You watch as the wolf pauses and then begins to shift and change, the fur pulling back and receding as the paws elongate into fingers. The muzzle shrinks down, and you see on all fours before you, still growling, child, bloodied and feral, with torn clothing, hair matted in places and chunks missing, scratches across his upper body. A boy of maybe 6, maybe 7, looking haggard and very much wild. As the child looks at you, as he like growls at you like a wolf, but now in this childlike form.
We killed a lot of kids, guys.
To be fair, Tithla killed a lot of kids. You guys didn't get as many.
Yeah.
For what it's worth.
Does Killian see that?
No, you guys
I can't say I told you so.
You can't see it. You guys can't see it.
I'm also gonna make a sanity check.
Yes, please.
I think
So sorry, I just want to jump in on that.
Jonor probably too.
Tithla failed hers, so it goes down. Is that correct?
Yes, please.
Yep. Oops, I clicked it by accident.
That's okay.
Oh, it's doing that custom roll thing. Do I need to put it under? Is it wisdom or intelligence?
If you just click accept, it should go forwards anyway, regardless. I'll jump in and see if I can fix it afterwards anyway. I don't think you get a plus 16 to that. What's the plus on your sanity? It's plus. I think it's like plus.
It's +2.
+2. Okay, so in that case, then that is a 7 + 2 is 19. Styx. Jonor, what's your sanity? I believe yours is like a plus.
13 +5 +2.
So that's
Is
8.
intelligence and con.
Yeah, exactly right. So that's +7 for you. So that's 20 for you on natural 20.
20.
Jonor and Styx, you're both fine somehow.
I just want to put out there, Tithla's had a hard time. Her sanity check is down to a +2.
Yeah. To be fair though, it's also using con as one stat and then a mental stat as the other. And I don't think you've built yourself as a very like highly mental stat character, Tithla.
She's got +2 con.
Yeah.
True. It's
Probably wisdom as well, right?
You've taken a few hits and a few sanity things like being cooked in an oven.
Yeah, that's my point. Like,
being
it's
like-
down.
Yeah. Jonor has rolled surprisingly well on these. Like, there's been a number of times where Jonor would have lost sanity if he hadn't rolled like a fucking champ. And I know for a fact it's not
16?
correct. That's not correct. It's rolling
Oh, okay.
correctly. I'll fix up and double check it. But like, and also remember, Jonor also has portented at least 2 of his sanity checks because he's like, nah, I don't like that. Portent. I don't want that. So keep in mind that's also helped him out a bit there as well. Yeah, Styx and Jonor, somehow you're okay with this. But as you look around at the bodies, the prone bodies of these wolves in the cavern, there is a horrible dawning realization that comes upon you.
Oh no!
Could compartmentalize. Sticks, compartmentalize. Not right now. Just wait. We'll get to it.
All right. Styx is going to start walking towards the others. I think I can get that far.
Alrighty. And to finish us off for tonight, Jonor, what would you like to do as your turn?
He's gonna slide down this wall and sort of stepping over this wolf that he's trying, just like not looking at. He scoops up that pearls of power, just sort of pushes the wolf out of the way, grabs the pearl of power and crouches down in front of Tithla and tries to dangle them just to get a little bit of sense and vision back. Do I get any reaction out of the out of Tithla? Does she notice the light?
I killed the kids. We'll save the kids. Kill the kids.
Tithla, come back to me. Look at the light. Look at Lythander's light. You can feel it. Come on, you can see this. You can get it. And I get a little shoulder shake as well on the light. Get going physical and visual.
Save the kids. Kill the kids.
Oh, no.
Dear.
There's no rolls. That's not good. That's not good.
To your eyes, Jonor, Tithla looks like she has retreated into the depths of her own psyche. You don't really want to leave her here, but she doesn't look like she's going to be very useful. For the time
Shallow
being.
ponds of Tithla's psyche, surely. Like
the fetid bog caused by rainwater. Yeah.
I hate you all.
It doesn't look good, Jonor. This doesn't look good.
Okay. I need to stop her from. Look, we're short of time.
Kill the kids.
I can't leave Tithla like this. I'm gonna, if we can, real quick detect thoughts. I'm gonna break into her mind, and whatever avenue I've got to try and pull her out of it is what I'm gonna do.
Holy shit.
That's the action to do that. He's doing that. Not leaving Tithla behind to then run off into the woods.
Jonor, could you roll me a spellcasting check and a D100, and this is going to be the cliffhanger we end on tonight, for fucking sure.
Oh my god.
As you try and plumb the depths of a mad person's mind. 7 on the D100.
Oh, fuck!
17 for the spell attack, 7 on the D100. Jonor, as you concentrate, grabbing onto Tithla's temples, guiding her face towards yours, as you close your eyes, placing your hands on her head, you try and reach into her mind. And you find yourself somewhere horrifying. You've also been given disadvantage on this too, which is pretty fucking funny for your spell attack. Could I also please have you roll your spell attack again, Jonor?
Oh no.
Yeah, I can definitely do that.
And I quote from Tanjan, I'm making it worse. 28. We'll take the 17. We'll take the 17.
What?
28 for the spell attack is amazing.
Scrambled egg brains.
Jonor, as you reach into Tithla's mind, it is a twisted mess of shame, of fear, and horror. And as you try to pull yourself out, you find a mire of psychic damage waiting for you. And that is where we're going to leave off for tonight. Holy shit.
Fair enough.
Fuck. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, everybody. That was it's pretty fucking intense.
For a premier horror campaign,
Yeah.
Owen, top job, mate.
Thank you. I thought to myself, we haven't had enough awful things happen, and when you guys really pissed off Sergei, I had to really think through what would Sergei do to punish you.
Hang on.
Hello.
I pissed off Sergei.
Yeah. But it's a
Tithla
group.
did nothing. She's a victim in all this.
What was Tithla's kill count by the end of that?
I think it was like 4.
Oh, I think
Yeah.
it was 5, right?
It was actually 5, I think. It was
Might have been 5.
at least.
Yeah.
But you
I
got
love how Jacob was able to turn the murdering of murdering all of the children and then still playing out that you're the victim.
Yeah.
As I said,
That was some incredible Davo. Deny. What is it? What's that? Deny, abscond. Oh no, deny and reverse victim perpetrator. Victim offender. Yeah, 100%. Nailed it.
one
Let's-
time Tithla's effective at killing.
So-
Had children.
We will come back and deal with the fallout of that next episode. And the fact that the party's now split and one half has no fucking clue what's happening further in the caverns. Yeah, this has
Maybe
gone
only
well.
half of us turn up next week and the other half the week after.
Nah, let's do it all. I reckon it's going to be way more
I
fun
think
for
we're
me.
that separated.
Yeah. Also, thank you so much for joining us, everybody. For those of you watching us on Twitch, don't go anywhere. We are going to go and raid a lovely friend of the channel. Let's see who is currently playing tonight. We've got Soul Survivors, Adventures in Faerun on RollTogether RPG. It is, however, a rerun, which means that I might for this one, Josh, I might bring it across to Corsair's Cove because they've got their Humblewood going right now, which is a very fun campaign to join. And we'll do RollTogether RPG next week. We'll just I reckon let's just alternate. Let's just keep switching between. Also, I like that one of Corsair's Cove's tags is no rush on the D&D campaign. That's fantastic. Rather than persistent campaign, they've got no rush. No rush. Taking it at our own pace. That's fucking awesome.
Nice.
Let me load that raid up. For those of you watching on YouTube or listening to the podcast, thank you so much for joining us. We will see you all in the next episode. Yeah, we've got a lot to get through. Tomorrow night we've got our Avatar Legends campaign, and on Wednesday night we've got our Return of the Giants, and loads of other fun stuff happening on Tuesday and Wednesday for streaming during the day from about 9 a.m.-ish Australian Eastern Standard Time. So I will see you all then, or I'll catch you on YouTube afterwards with the recorded sessions. So until then, everybody, stay safe, stay well. We'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye, everybody. Farewell.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.